right, good morning. Today is February 15th, and this is episode 3 of the All Around Podcast. My name is Jeremy, and with me, as always, is going to be Nick.
Hola.
And we've got a lot to talk about.
It's quite a bit.
Through the week, it kind of seemed like it was going to be a dull week, but then things picked up rather quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, Nintendo dropped pretty much most of the news.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with them.
We have to.
With one of the biggest things. Zelda DLC.
Ugh, I'm face palming. Smacking my head right now for the viewers at home.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. People are calling it an insult to the fan base. I don't know if I really agree with that.
No, I mean, let's go through it this way. So, right out of the gate, they're charging $20.
It's not bad.
So, it's not bad, but, I mean, they're doing the same type of setup that they're doing... with how the Twilight Princess HD was, where they're adding in the whole Cave of Trials. That's part of the first expansion, if you will, if we can even call it that.
Yeah, and hard mode.
Yeah, in hard mode. And a new feature for in-game map. That's what they're saying is the other part of that bonus. So already at the gate, I mean, if you break it down this way, so that's only the first half.
Right.
So essentially, you're paying $10 for a Cave of Trials hard mode and a feature that we don't even know yet.
Right.
Now, keep in mind, that is no added story.
Nope.
As an add to the depth of the game at all. I guarantee the new feature is going to be an easier way to craft, or probably some type of, maybe, I don't know about this. Maybe fast travel.
Maybe.
But I think
that's what I was thinking.
That'd be a bold move, though, to do fast travel for paid. So maybe not. Maybe they might do something different. And then the second thing that they're talking about is it's going to contain, for the second part, it's new challenges, a new dungeon, and a quote-unquote new original story. That you dollars to the donuts, it's going to lead back to one of the older stories.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
well, as we talked about before, I still think it's going to be a sequel to Ocarina of Time and a prequel to Wind Waker.
I still don't know, man. It definitely feels, from looking at it now, I agree with you in the sense I feel like it is going to tie into one of them. I just don't know which. I don't know. This whole DLC thing bothers me a lot, though. I've been talking about it in every episode. I'm very skeptical of this game. And it still is a very unpopular opinion that I have on it. I just don't know. I think Nintendo just should really be just hyping up this game, and I feel like we're still not. In my opinion, I just feel like we're still not getting enough trailers. We just got a couple more images, maybe a week ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we had the English launch trailer, 2 weeks back, because I remember we did that on episode 2. So you're putting out stuff, but I don't know, I still feel like I need more info. This game is coming out March 3rd. This game is 2 weeks away, and
it's 2.5 weeks away.
I feel like anybody you talk to about this does not have even a definitive description of what this game is.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's an issue. I mean, I'm not gonna generalize. Let's stay on point with it, but because I feel like the Switch is like that too. You know what I mean? We're 2 weeks away. We're 2 weeks away. 3 days over 2 weeks, and we still don't know even every detail about the specs of what we're getting with this.
Yeah,
I just think it's.
I know. I read it somewhere. I can't remember if it's this week or next week. But they're going into more detail on hardware. They talked about it briefly a week ago in an interview.
It's next week.
Next week.
Yeah, it is next week.
They're going to talk more about the hardware specs, so we will actually get that.
Yes.
Which is something that they have not talked about ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
At all.
Yeah.
I know NVIDIA was just we made a badass chip for this thing. And SD, it's in there. It's going to be great.
And then plus they're having SD expanders.
Yeah.
As well, which is nice. That is good to know that no matter which console in theory you buy. Well, it's only one, really.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? But at least if you buy a day one, you're not going to regret it and then have to buy the Switch 2 or, you know what I mean? Or,
which, as we said before...
the Switch Slim.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The Switch Pro.
The Switch Mini.
Because when I need the Switch, I need it smaller.
Yep.
More. No, it'll be the Switch XL. The new Switch XL. No, they gotta flip it up this time because with the NES Classic they're going retro, so they're gonna call it the old The old Switch. To confuse it, not to be confused with the already old Switch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. All right. So anyway, so we're going off on tangent, but Breath of the Wild, I don't know.
Well, let's talk about what people get day one with the expansion pass.
Oh,
they
yes.
get the 3 chests.
Yes, the 3 chests, which I've read on multiple articles, contain, which have so poorly worded this, so I'm now reading this word for word, contains 2 items, and the third has a Switch logo shirt for Link. I just feel like that's just the dumbest way to describe it. It's just, you get 2 items and a shirt.
As if a shirt's not an item.
You get, yeah, exactly.
I can't hold this shirt.
Yeah, just, there's 2 items, and then don't forget the shirt.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, like, is someone really, because here's the thing, I've seen a lot of season passes.
Yep.
And just me on my end of it, I feel like about 90% of people that buy season passes are buying them in the first week, if you're dedicated enough. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, there are some people who snipe them and wait if months down the road they have some sale or something like that, of course.
Like the Division did when the game and the season pass was $36. It was insane.
Yes, but that's also too, like, games when they do gold editions and stuff, they usually mark down a lot. But yeah, most people, at least in my opinion, I feel like buy them right out of the gate. And most people are inclined to buy them out of the gate when they put up good, first, either exclusive stuff or especially day one, we're going to benefit you with stuff.
Right.
I do not think this is even close to enticing to anybody.
For day one.
You get 2 items, which you don't even know what they are. It could be rupees. Like, you don't even know. You don't even know what constitutes as an item. They could just give you money. They don't even, oh, they give you a bomb. You have 1 bomb and
3 rupees.
Yeah. And a shirt. We give you a shirt.
So be honest with me, though.
Okay.
Are you ever going to wear the shirt?
No, absolutely not. Why? Why would I wear the Switch shirt? Why do I need Nintendo promotion in my Zelda game? I'm like, unless the Switch is paying me, because you know what? I'll wear it if the Switch gives me the season pass for free. They pay me the $20 to then buy the season pass.
Okay, so let's bring that up for a second. People are buying the special edition, and people are buying the master edition of this game.
Yeah, it's a big lot of setup.
The expansion pass is not included in that.
It is. No, well, at least they haven't said anything about it. Now the thing is,
so like,
yeah. Well, I was just gonna say,
I feel like that's a major ripoff.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the thing is, I give them some notion of credit because they did announce the DLC after the fact. But I did think it was just a bad move to intentionally announce that after, and then literally have no implication of telling people like, hey, this, by the way, for people who already pre-ordered the Masters, because now it's like impossible to get. Yeah. Like, for the people who were lucky enough to get it, you're getting the season pass. No, it's not for anybody. Another gripe that I really have about it, because my whole thing was, I was like, hard mode is neat, but like I said, I'm barely gonna get through the game once personally, but I want to get through it. I want to get through it because I've played almost every Zelda ever. So, so I'll check that out. But my whole thing was I just really wanted to get the second part because I just wanted the new original story and new dungeons. Like, that's new content. That's what I want.
It's brand new.
Can't get it.
It's an addition.
Can't get it separately. You have to buy them together for $20. That also is very annoying because, I don't know, and they are intentionally, they're not calling it a season pass. They're intentionally calling it expansion pass because it's a full expansion of the game. I'm just bothered by it because, you're intentionally calling it something different only because now you're doing it in a bundle deal only.
Right.
Because if it was a season pass, they're following all the same suits. They're putting out 2 DLCs at 2 separate times, all within this year, by the way, too. I don't know if we mentioned that.
No, we did not.
So it's all
one of them's the summer. The first one's the summer.
And then the second one is just for a holiday.
Holiday.
They just said holiday. So probably November, December. Yeah. That's a...
Which will be a good thing with them putting more Zelda content out later when they also have like Mario coming out and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I was just
It'll be a good push for them for the holiday.
Well, that's what I was just going to say, though, ironically enough. Like, well, I guarantee, too, and here's what's going to piss more people off. You're going to have that come out in December. But your dollars to donuts for Nintendo to cover up around the holiday, we're going to see a Breath of the Wild Game of the Year edition, Breath of the Wild Super Wilderness edition. And we're going to get that in December with all the DLC, and I guarantee it's going to be $60.
Yep.
And everybody who paid $80 You know what I mean? I guarantee that's going to happen, and you're just going to see people get pissed off about it. Like, you know, and like you brought up.
I mean,
before,
in a way, they're doing that with Mario Kart when it comes out because it's the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition for $60. So you
Yes.
get everything from the main game for Mario Kart 8, plus you get all of the DLC characters, plus new stuff.
Well, that's what I was just going to. I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people, because you even brought that up before. Like, a lot of people are getting super mad about this DLC. And myself included. Personally, I think this is a total ripoff.
Mhm.
This sounds like post-game content that I should just be getting later in the game.
Right.
I should, like, in my opinion, I just should not be paying 20. Unless this second expansion really fucking adds to the game. Like, unless I'm getting, like, a whole, like, 10th of how big this map is. If I'm
Right.
getting, like, a 10th area expansion. That's different.
Or if we get something super solid that connects to another Zelda game.
Yes.
That's, like, big enough to make me, like, fanboy over it.
Oh,
and
yeah, absolutely.
gasp,
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
then fucking
Like,
it's great.
straight up,
but,
like, if, like, we're in a new dungeon, and then, like, one of the bosses, or we meet up with, like, a fierce deity.
Yeah.
Or, like, something where you're just, like, jaw-dropping, like, I have to get the, like, oh my god. But I feel like they're not going to hit the mark. I feel like they're just going to add some kind of random dungeon and be like, yep, that's neat. And then or probably tie it into maybe, like, Breath of the Wild 2, because then that might be a thing.
Yeah,
They might do,
maybe.
might be, like, a actual, you know.
Depending on how this ends.
Yes, yeah.
Now, speaking of which, I actually just started thinking about this while we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this game's going to have a new game plus?
I don't think so. I don't think so because I intentionally think they gave it away with hard mode. I think because how Twilight Princess, they didn't have a new game plus.
Right.
It was just kind of, you know, you beat the game and then you're done, and then do what you want. I don't think this one will with intentionally because of the fact that they're adding in hard mode. I don't see the inclination.
Do you think we could see hard mode come with a new game plus though? One that's just specifically used in hard mode?
Potentially.
I just feel like this game is so, from
vast.
what we've seen,
Yeah.
so large
Yeah.
that they almost have to do a new game plus just to have extra stuff.
Well,
I know that's like worded terribly, but you get what I mean.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. I think they will add on, like, well, I think there definitely will be a post game.
Yeah.
That's what I should say. I don't want to consider it a new game plus. I definitely think there will be a post game thing. I think there will be a lot of side quests and stuff to do. I think the best way to describe it, and I think this is actually why it makes me the most bothered. I mentally compare this game a lot to Twilight Princess. Obviously not for the aesthetic or anything, but I think the way it is going to be set up, like it is open world, it is different.
Yes.
But I'm just
very
comparing
different.
it in the sense of I feel like it is, you know, it is going to have that hard mode. You're going to get set up with that. It is doing a Cave of Trials and stuff like that. And, you know, just like in Twilight Princess, once I beat the game for that, you know, I spent plenty of time into that game. I think I did the campaign twice, actually. But I went through it, and then there was probably at least another 30 hours of collecting all the bugs and gathering all the materials and stuff.
Doing
and, like,
everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I think in this one especially, they're going to add a lot more extra content and a lot more side missions.
A lot of collectibles.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if this game is truly as big as Skyrim, from what I've heard.
Supposedly, I mean, we saw that graph of the map. It's like
10
10 times bigger than Sky. Like, the map is huge, supposedly.
So if it really is that big of a map, then, I mean, this game's got to at least be 200 hours, if not more.
That's the way they're selling it. I mean, my whole thing is, and I usually, I'm very interested in this, and I wasn't for a long time, but once they started doing it with kind of newer open world games, I'm very interested once it comes out to see how long it takes for one person to walk from one side of the map to the other.
Yep.
They started doing that, and I find that so informal now, because it really goes to show you it's like, you know, Skyrim's a perfect criminal of that, where they showed you the map, and it is huge. But the problem is so much of it is mountain ranges and stuff you actually really can't go into and explore.
Right.
You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, the map is still big. I'm not trying to the places you can explore are still huge. I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, but no, some dude I think walked across it in 6 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's like 6 minutes. You know what I mean? That's like with max speed and with everything else. But still, like that's not.
Well, I mean, that's like how Fallout 4 was. Fallout 4 was what, 11 minutes from left to right?
That's what it was. I'm actually getting that mixed up. It was Fallout.
Okay.
It was Fallout. Skyrim was longer.
Because Fallout New Vegas wasn't it 3 hours from one side to the other?
Yeah, but that's because New Vegas intentionally
They intentionally did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and they intentionally put markers so you had to walk around stuff.
Yeah.
There was no set direct path from a walk to one side of the map to the other. You had to venture around, which was smart because that's the way you would think a map. You shouldn't be able, in my opinion,
it shouldn't be straight across.
Yeah, there shouldn't be one main drag road to go all the you know what I mean. They should have shit in the middle. So God forbid
welcome to the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, well, God forbid if some kid gets just goes, I'm gonna walk down this one road and just keeps going. And there's nothing forever. It's just oh crap, I hit the end of the map. You know what I mean?
It's oh wow, okay, cool. That's fun.
They have
Route 66.
Yeah,
that's great.
But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. But no, going back to the DLC though for it, a lot of fans are getting really pissed off, just because of it is let's just air quote it with Season Pass. But this isn't the first time Zelda's done this.
No.
Warriors of Legend had a Season Pass with extra characters and content, and they even tried to pull. And in my opinion, I thought it was smart at the time. I mean, I didn't think that they should charge me extra. I thought how they should do it like Pokken Tournament, where I'm getting free characters while they come out.
Right.
But they did Skull Kid and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was right after Majora's Mask came out for 3DS, so I thought that was a really cool idea. And they marketed that great.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I mean, I understand why a lot more people are pissed about this, because this, in my opinion, is a actual Zelda game, as opposed to the other ones like a hack and slash. I don't want to call it a third-party game. I don't want to go that far. Exactly. Spin-off is a perfect way to describe it. But a spin-off, and but Nintendo has been doing this. I mean, we have Super Smash Brothers. I mean, I bought into that immediately. I was like, more characters? Oh my god, Smash, one game where they're going to give me more content? Fuck, finally. That's one I was waiting for. But that's a fighting game. That caps off at a point.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
So, Smash did all those different characters.
Yes.
Smash never did any kind of pass. There was never a season pass. There was never a character expansion pass.
Well, you
had bundles.
Yeah, so I was going to say, they did bundle packs.
Right. But then, and it wasn't until the end that you could just buy every character. You had the, not amiibo, the Mii costumes.
Yes.
You had all the Mii costumes that it came with. It had the stages. And then after each bundle, then eventually you could just do all the characters or all the stages or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you bought everything separately when it came out,
which I did,
it was what, $60, $70 worth of stuff?
It was a game. I literally almost probably paid the same amount that I paid for the game.
They should have just done a $50 season pass.
They absolutely should have. Well, here's the thing. I think they intentionally didn't, solely based off the fact of I felt like because they were kind of testing the waters, I felt like that they clearly were trying to show that they wanted to do more, but then we're basing it off the fan base. That's the only reason.
True. They didn't really have a set idea in the beginning.
And I think...
Which makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that's where they were clearly testing the water and going hey, we'll come out with, Ryu or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Roy, or, you know what I mean? Characters people have wanted for a long time.
Cloud.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Still wish it would have been Sora, but...
Yeah, I know, yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Maybe we'll get Sora in the Switch version.
Well, yeah.
Listen, if it's the same game and not another one.
I got Sora in World of Final Fantasy. I'll take it. They gave me a little bit, so I'll take it.
Speaking of that, completely side tangent.
Yeah.
Did you see Sephiroth is going to don his Kingdom Hearts outfit again in some Final Fantasy thing?
For the mobile game?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I just saw it on a quick title yesterday.
Yes.
And I remembered. I was like, oh man, that's cool. Didn't really read into it because I don't follow Final Fantasy except 7 and 15.
Well, his outfit in Kingdom Hearts is very similar to his actual outfit. In 7, it's the shoulder pad gauntlet thing is different.
Yeah. So Zelda.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for Zelda.
Oh yeah, but then but going with Nintendo with the season pass, they had that set up with Smash, but then they did a great job I thought with Mario Kart.
Oh yeah,
season
definitely.
Pass, 2 packs, extra content.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? That was so much more clear, concise, and great. And at the end of the day, this is my whole thing. It's they give you the option, so of course, I mean, we're bitching about this thing the whole time, but realistically, we don't have to buy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not a thing we have to get for $20.
Here's the thing too. Now that you mentioned Mario Kart, what if instead of them doing a Game of the Year like edition thing,
Mm-hmm.
they do...
Wait, are you talking about for the new one for the Switch?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanna
Let's
clarify.
say... No, for Zelda, though.
Oh, okay.
Let's
We're talking about
say
Zelda.
that we get a system bundle in the holiday that comes with Zelda and the expansion pass,
All
just like
together.
they did with the Wii U
With Mario Kart. They
where you
could.
get all the DLC.
They absolutely could do
They're
that.
probably going to do that instead of a Game of the Year edition.
They could do that. I mean, I'm still surprised. Actually, no, I'm more than surprised. I'm absolutely appalled that they have not announced a system bundle.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot, like, don't get me wrong, I know Switch is tough to get, and I know Nintendo out of the gate always puts out the system and then does a game bundle later. Like, I know they've always done that, but it's like, yo, if you're coming out with Zelda day one and expansion pass day one, come on, Nintendo, like, just give me a bundle.
Yep.
Like, that's what, and here's the thing, this is coming from a dude who is not even this hype about this game, but like,
Or the system.
but yeah, like, put out the bundle, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? This is coming from a guy who's gonna buy Bomberman, you know what I mean, like, day one and be hype about it.
Yeah.
Which let me count the poll. I'm the only one who's excited in the entire world.
If you're excited for Bomberman, please comment and let us know.
Yeah,
that
please.
Nick is not alone.
Yeah,
in this
don't let me
world.
feel alone in this one.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped for it. It has co-op.
I know, it's going to be great.
I'm so excited. All right, anyway.
Local,
I gotta have...
I can bring over my Switch. We could sit it there,
Yes,
infrared,
that's
with
what I'm saying.
Bomberman. It's going to be
I'm
great.
gonna
We
be
can just
so-
do it on the podcast.
I'm going to be so excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it'll
could.
be great.
That would be a little distracting.
Yeah. Too bad we can't live stream it.
Yeah, exactly.
At least not yet.
Not
we
yet.
can take pictures.
Yes.
We can't take videos yet.
There we go. Snapchat
But,
will be our friend on that one. Oh, gosh.
But, all right, enough about Zelda.
'Kay.
We have more big news.
Yep.
The Pokemon Go update.
Oh,
Which I'm very excited about.
just literally happened.
Yeah,
Thank
it happened this morning.
Thank God
So-
we decided to record on this day.
Yeah, and I have the whole thing up here. There's a lot more than just the 80 Pokemon.
Oh, go for it.
So starting, the big update is that we're getting Johto Pokemon.
Yeah, Gen
we're
2.
getting we're
Generation
getting
2.
80 Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
All from the likes of all the regular ones except the legendary so far.
Yeah,
They were
well, they
saying.
even
So it's gonna be the same thing as it was before.
They
We still
showed
don't know how
off
this is
the
gonna
they
work.
showed off the starters
Yep.
and stuff like that with like Cyndaquil, Totodile, Chikorita, and then just a bunch of them like Skarmory's in it and stuff. I was like, cool. This is good.
There's also apparently gender-specific variations coming.
Good, like
so-
in the games.
Yeah, so I guess we'll
Thank
be able
God.
to finally look at them and be able to tell the differences.
Mm-hmm.
It also says there's now more opportunities to evolve your Pokemon in Pokemon Go than ever before. By the way, I'm quoting this strictly from PokemonGoLive.com, the official website of Pokemon Go.
Cool.
Some Pokemon.
So don't try to fact check him.
Yeah, right.
at least on this one topic we have.
Yeah, this is 100%
This-
from the website.
We got this for now.
We're also learning this kind of as we're telling everybody.
Yeah.
This is like brand
Oh
new.
yeah, I was about
So,
for viewers at home, I'm literally learning this as he's reading. I saw the trailer with the new Pokemon.
Yeah,
but that
which
is
was
my
like
knowledge.
45
That is my
seconds, kinda
surface
it.
knowledge right now.
So some Pokemon originally discovered in the Kanto region will soon be able to evolve into Pokemon that inhabit the Johto region. Examples would be Onix and Steelix.
Yep.
Pokemon like that.
Good.
It says be on the lookout for new evolution items at Pokestops, which you'll need to evolve some Pokemon. So I'm
like
kind
Metal
of
Coat.
well, I'm that, but I'm also assuming we're getting stones.
Yeah, well, I was very surprised. Well,
Because I'm tired of playing the guessing game with Eevee.
with Eevee, I was literally just going to bring that up. So many people are getting pissed off.
It also doesn't say how Umbreon and Eevee will work.
You know, Brianna.
Espeon, yeah.
There you
so
go. I was like, you're on an Eevee tangent. I think, it could easily just happen where if you do the candies at the set time during the day.
That's what I'm
day
hoping.
or night. Yeah, I would assume so. Unless maybe, because in going way back in Pokemon Coliseum, the XD Gale of Darkness, you could choose to evolve Eevee into Umbreon or Espeon through a stone.
Right.
That was the only game where you got to do that. All the
Yeah.
other ones, obviously, it's day or
We're
night.
different.
They could do either or.
Yeah, they
you
could.
know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad either way about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as they give me an actual tangible option to do it, then I'm all for it. The only thing is, I do hope, like you said, I do hope they do stones then. Just then, I don't want to try to evolve an Eevee during the day and then have it be like, it could be an Espeon, or
it could be a
Jolteon,
Jolteon,
Flareon, or Vaporeon.
So the other thing then is, let's say they do stones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're going to have enough candies?
Yes, I
Okay.
absolutely think so. I think if they just do straight stone evolution, ironically enough, I think that will literally make people livid, just because it's like, I've been saving up like 36 million candies. Are you kidding me? I just need to get a stone off of,
Yeah.
and I think the stones are definitely going to be required. And here's also another interesting question: is it just going to take one?
True.
They could have it.
Here's the other thing then too.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be retroactive with the idea that Pikachu now can't evolve without a Thunderstone?
I don't know. I
Because
think
that's how it is in the games.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think they could.
That's saying if they even introduce stones.
Yeah,
That's even
yeah,
if
yeah.
this would have.
Yeah.
This is complete
Now we're
speculation.
going. Yeah, now we're going speculation.
This is complete speculation.
Now we're
It
going
could
down
be
to
like
the
metal coat.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
I definitely feel like it might be metal coat and stuff like that. I mean, they haven't said it because obviously you just read it. But I still want trading.
Oh yeah.
I'm still pissed if they don't have trading. I want trading in it. I think that'd be so cool, and especially that'd be the perfect time. Like, add metal coat, swap out Pokemon, get the Pokedex expanded.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, Go is in a really good position right now because, and I think I talked about on the first podcast of like, I'm still pull it up every day. You know, they just had their Valentine's thing where it was double the candies and stuff, and
I
then
completely missed it.
more
Didn't
pink,
play.
more pink Pokemon show up. You want to know? I'm gonna go off on a little bit here. I'm so pissed at the Valentine's Day event. You better. He's about to have a drink. You better like slurp that quick because I swear to God, I was about to go fly.
You're gonna die real quick.
So here's the problem. They said the two major things about it were double the candies on everything you do. So you burn Pokemon and throw them in the furnace, double the candies.
Yep.
You catch Pokemon, double the candies, which is cool. And then the other thing was all pink Pokemon, just color-wise, you have a higher chance to catch.
Okay.
So my initial thought was like, oh, Jigglypuff, Chansey. I was like, cool, this is good. All motherfucking Lickitungs. There was at one point, I have a screenshot on my phone. There's at one point there was 4 Lickitungs near a Pokestop. I felt violated, Jeremy. I felt violated and abused. It is terrifying looking at one up close, let alone 4 just all up on you in that area. I caught like 6 Lickitungs. I caught 1 Clefairy, and I didn't even see it fucking Jigglypuff. One kept saying it was nearby, and then never showed up. Never showed up. Fuck Jigglypuff. I'm getting tired of shit. I just want a Wigglytuff. Is it that difficult?
I just want an Igglybuff, man.
And now the problem is, now I might need a Moonstone to fucking get one. It's hard enough even catching a Jigglypuff. Now I might need more stones for it. Yeah, I don't know. But no, going to the stones, they might, like I said, I mean, that's just our general kind of assumption. It could be 1. It could be multiple. You might need 20. Like, now that might get crazy. Now you might need 20 stones and, 50 candy. You know what I mean? Well, my guess is if they are going to implement stones, they'll probably cut the candies short. So
which would be really cool for people like me who have only ever found 1 Magikarp and 1 Gyarados.
But, well, Magikarp you're still fucked on. You're fucked forever. Unless you catch a million Magikarp, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's no stone. It's just, you're fucked on that one.
I could do a Water Stone and make him evolve.
Well, no. Like, in games, he evolved to 20-something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was, like, impossible because it was, like, Splash. You just had to switch him out or EXP share. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But no, yeah. So, I mean, I hope they do something like that. I think that would, I think that'd be cool. Oh, but, no, the main thing I was going to bring up was they're in a really advantageous position. Like, you have Gen 2 finally. You have that hype going. You do have updates, which is good. Like, you know what I mean? They did say they're going to add items and stuff, which is awesome. Does something yet. We don't know what they do.
Right.
But no, I think they need to keep it going. I think,
absolutely.
I think we got this update now, and that's cool. But, I need either an informer or an update in a month. Like, I need this to keep, of course, I'm not trying to be ungrateful because they did, like I said, they did just have their Valentine's Day event, so I'm not trying to be ignorant.
Right.
But it's at the same time, it's like, you do have those events, and that's cool, but I need updates.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, going back to the game we fucking all love and adore, Overwatch, I keep hearing updates for that every, 3 weeks. There's some type of PTR explanation of what's going on. I need that. And it is, I'm not just saying it's the same game. Of course it's different. It's an app game. It's not like a full competitive scene or something. But, I just want, hey, we're working on Gen 2. Or, show a screenshot of an image of, a shadow of Houndoom and be like, huh?
Going off of that, they still don't give a date as to when this is happening. It says this week.
Does
not say today, tomorrow, Friday.
I was just gonna say I tried to look up. That was the only thing I tried to look up because I was hopefully gonna say a date on the podcast, but we can't get one.
It's just this week.
And of course, and we're looking. We like Jeremy just said, we are looking on the official website for it.
Yeah, and there definitely is more on here too. Apparently, catching Pokemon is going to be different.
Oh.
It says when you encounter Pokemon in the wild, don't be surprised if they react in new ways as you're trying to catch them. Doesn't really go into detail as to what that means.
My guess is though, it's probably not the same generic. Wait 5 seconds, they jump.
Yeah.
Like they might mix it up now. That's just a guess.
Maybe Pidgey will start flying.
Yeah, he might constantly fly.
Yeah.
I hope not. Fucking Zubats were such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, I just gave up on Zubats. But now I gotta start catching them again because the goddamn Crobat.
Yep.
Because Crobat was even in the trailer too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit. Anyway.
It says you'll also notice the addition of new item carousels that allow you to select berries and Pokeballs directly from the encounter screen. So hone your skills and catch those elusive Pokemon.
Huh.
So we're getting an easier dynamic to get to the Pokeballs, I guess.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that was necessarily needed. It's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's going to take up way more of the screen now that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
But again, we don't know how it's going to work.
Exactly. It might be a thing that you can hide, or maybe a different menu. Maybe it is how it comes up in the icons. Like the Pokeball and then the menu, and then you scroll over to it. That's what I feel like they'll do. I'd be very surprised if they put that up constantly. That'd be very distracting.
There's also new berries.
Oh. Besides the raspberry.
So Pokemon, it says here, Pokemon enjoy eating berries, and you'll have the opportunity...
What? Pokemon enjoy eating berries. Newsflash, right here, people. You heard it here, folks. Pokemon enjoy berries. My mind is blown. Keep going.
And you'll have the opportunity to get 2 new berries by spinning the photo disc at Pokespots. I'm going to completely pronounce both of these wrong.
Okay.
Nanab berries.
Okay.
Nanab. And Pinap berries. Pinap.
Okay.
Giving a Pokemon a Nanab berry will slow its movements, making it easier to catch.
Okay.
The Pinap berry doubles the amount of candy you'll receive if your next catch attempt succeeds.
Oh.
So that's definitely changing the game a little bit.
Oh, that's weird gambles.
Yeah.
That's you know how much that's gonna piss me off? Honestly would just, the slower one definitely entices me more.
Yeah.
The other berry is such a fucking gamble. Like, if I'm using that berry, now, well, here's the question then too. Can you, because for catching Pokemon, you can obviously just use the one berry.
Right.
And then throw it. Now, the question is going to be is, obviously, you can't feed one of the same berry, but can you feed multiple of different berries?
I'm going to say probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But now, this also begs the question. We have a couple new items now here.
Mm-hmm.
What now happens when you level up? Because it's been the same things every single time you level up. So
they need to change, in my opinion, still, they need to change how the EXP thing works. I'm just tired of, I need 1 billion experience to get to level 24 to 25. That's absurd.
And level 40 is now the level cap.
Which, I can't even look at 30.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is
I think
just
I'm
me.
still 17.
That's what I'm saying. It's so, I can't dedicate that much time to catching Pidgeys and Rattatas. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, even the admin on the official Pokemon Go, fan page, it's not really the official one, but it's the one with, 1 million likes, because everybody went to it.
The most popular.
He was just I'm at, level 32. I haven't even seen 40 yet. I'm I managed this page.
It's how is that even possible?
So I'm really hoping they fix that.
And those are almost, borderline full-time Pokemon goers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not even close. But that's why, even for me, and I've said this to everybody, that's why I waited. I was level 20. Once I hit 20, I was all right, I'll keep playing for a little bit. But once they do Gen 2,
that's when I'll
get back into it, because my EXP is going to double, because it's going to be all new encounters. I really hope, too, they do some type of EXP scale with that.
Yes.
This is just me. I just hope it's not the same 500 EXP, because now I'm at level 20-something, and now it's I need, 1,000 experience just for it to even count as something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
500, I'm just okay, cool. And now they did do, a while ago, they did that thing for, first catch of the day, and then now that you have the chain catches, which is cool.
Also wish lucky eggs were more available. I like never get them.
Yeah, it's true.
Ever. I have 0. I haven't had any in a couple months.
Well, I got lucky. I always get pretty lucky with the incubators.
Oh yeah.
But the eggs, I found the eggs have been rarer
Yeah.
to get recently. I don't know why. I'm getting more incubators than eggs.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That's probably just me, but yeah, I don't know.
The other thing on here too, last update, new avatars and an expanded wardrobe. Now you'll be able to give your avatar a complete upgrade, customize your look with a whole new selection of hats, shirts, pants, and other items.
Cool. I want a Team Rocket outfit.
Yeah.
That's all I want. Just Team Rocket. I think that'd be so cool. I'm not even wear it all the time, but come on. Like, I know you're doing the teams and the colors and shit, but like, at the end of the day, goddamn it, we're Pokemon fans. Give me what I want. Give me Lance's cape. Give me, we're not going to get that. But give me, like, Team Rocket's outfit. Team Rocket's outfit they should absolutely do. Do you know how many people...
Can I have Jesse's hair? I just want to have my character walking around with a big, huge, like, fucking...
half crescent, pretty much, yeah. I think that would be really cool. Also, too, one thing I really want, which I thought they would add it by now. I want to see other players around, like walking around. So like if you have the Go app open,
yes,
you see like if somebody has the app near you, because the whole let's be real, the whole premise of the game, especially when they advertised it and how the community took it was, dude, so many people were coming together. Like you had so many people like who would never talk to one another, bonding, meeting up at parks and shit, and you know what I mean, like even just on walks. It was so cool, and like myself included, I can't tell you how many like rando strangers I got into really good conversations with because we just literally caught ourselves playing the game.
Yeah, at the same Pokestop. It was just like, hey.
Exactly. Like, I think it would just be so cool if, like, at one point I was sitting on the bench, and then literally across the street, I saw someone's, like, Pokemon Go thing come up, and I'm just like, hey. Like, because we obviously would just know that we're both playing, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be a forced thing.
Well, it also doesn't have to be a person. Like, it'd be cool if it was just, like, a little dot on the map.
Yes.
And it was the color of the team they were for.
Yeah, exactly.
So a little red dot across the street meant there's a Team Valor player.
Oh, so Valor. So we have to beat the shit out of him because I'm Team Mystic.
Well, I'm Team Valor, so maybe we can't do this podcast
anymore. we might have to do a bias split over. Yeah. Might have to do future Go thoughts for set teams. This is what Team Mystic wants for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, how about everybody just head over to the sub channel and it could be because
the Team Valor edition.
Yeah.
Listen.
All
Jeremy.
the red.
Listen, Jeremy. Above all else, we're showing right now that it's not about what team you're on. It's about the Pokemon Go just needs more fucking Pokemon and updates.
Oh no, it is. It is. You're doing this podcast yourself.
This is me. All right, hey everybody, welcome to it.
Podcast starting over. I'm out. And I'm taking my laptop.
We don't have video. No one. This is horrifying for the viewers listening right now because everyone's like, did he leave? We don't. No, don't do. No, you're torturing people. Stop. No, Jeremy's still in the room, everyone. So I think that's pretty much it for Go News, right? Yeah, that was the last update for the website. Going off on a random tangent here, sticking with it relatively with Nintendo app games. Fire Emblem Heroes just did a big new expansion. I've been playing it. I didn't play it like day one, but I played it definitely within the first week. They put out their whole new setup. The main thing is they added a bunch of new characters, and they added paralog quests, which was something that was actually kind of pissing me off for a while because when you open it up, because you haven't downloaded it yet, right?
I haven't.
Yeah, that's fine. So here, let me educate you for a minute.
Yep.
So when you pull it up, there's a bunch of different menus, but the main one you usually do is battle, and then when you're first starting out the game, you can either do like training or story mode. There's arena and a bunch of other shit, but these are the main two.
Sure.
So when you're doing story mode, once you get into story mode, there's two options. There's main story and paralog, and paralog has been shaded out since like the day the game came out.
Gotcha.
And the main quest I've gone through now all of the main quest 3 times over. There's 3 different difficulties. I've beat all 3 of them. I'm bored out of my skull now, and I need more shit to do. So they just added paralog quests, where it's a whole extra story expansion for the 4 new characters that they added. Most of them are from Sacred Stone, Fire Emblem Sacred Stone, which I thought was pretty cool. I do love the fact that they are adding in new characters and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The only thing I'm getting pissed off about already, because like day one I noticed it, because the whole big thing about this is summoning. summoning characters, getting the 5-star characters, like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? That's the whole hype. And day one, they had 2 pages. So with the one batch, you had a bigger opportunity of getting Lucina, Robin, and Marth, and somebody else that I'm forgetting right now. And then the other page had like Camilla, Takumi, Roy, and Lynn. Those are the ones.
I recognize some of those names.
Yes, yeah. See, some of those names. Yeah, some of those names tack a little. And so I got a couple of the I got like Camilla and Roy, which I was like, fuck yeah, those are the 2 I really wanted. So I was pretty happy. But with those pages, they give you a higher opportunity to get one of those 4 characters. You could still get a 5-star of someone completely different. Sure. You just have a higher chance with those. They took both those pages down now. So now it is only the page for the new 4 characters.
Okay.
Now, like I said before, though, you can now still get in this one pack, you can still get every character that's in the game.
Right.
It's just in this pack you have a higher chance to get these 4. Now, don't get me wrong, I obviously want to get these 4 characters, but for me, the main character I want, number 1 right now, is Takumi. I don't have him yet. He's an archer, and he's the only. The cool part, fun fact for everybody, he's the only archer in the game that when you're battling, because archers can only usually hit you from a space away on the graph wise. Sure. He's the only archer who can hit you at point blank.
Oh wow!
Which is really cool. So if an assault character comes right at you, you can tank him for a bunch of damage and still do damage. So it's not like you're doing nothing. And the cool part about Takumi is he has a really cool ability where when he gets hit and takes damage, whatever damage he took gets stacked on top of his damage he would deal in the next attack.
Oh, okay.
So if he has like 30 HP and just took 20 damage, he's hitting whoever for 20 damage plus his natural damage roll next turn, which is fucking awesome. He's like literally in the SS rank tier from anyone who's ranking him ever. So I really want to get him. Now it is harder to get him now.
Right.
So I'm like, grr. But at the same time, I am happy at the fact that that I have a better opportunity to get these 4 characters. And it could be, now they haven't said this, it could be for a limited time. They might not have those characters forever, or once they get out of there, they might be like super difficult to get. Who knows? And the other really cool thing about it too, which now that obviously you haven't downloaded, now I'm gonna like sales pitch you here and be like, you should probably download it now, because the cool part about it is, Jeremy, if you feel like you're super behind and you're like, oh, my character's level 1 and like shitty, I can't do anything. I have news for you. The new fucking update for the training tower, all of the stamina cuts are in half. Because of course it's a mobile game, so you can't do everything all the time. It's really funny I love that they do the stamina and try to keep it in check to have the items circulate, but I find it funny because, like, you're telling me you want me to get limited time off the game when I want to dedicate more time to the game.
Yeah.
That's a whole tangent for app games that I find very odd. I get the cycle that they're doing, but it's like, you're not paying for the you never pay, fun fact, you never pay for the stamina time. You only pay for the orbs to summon characters. So I find it very odd that they would have that be a thing. Anyway. Whole different.
Nintendo's just messing with app games.
No. That's not even Nintendo. That's just app games. Like app games do weird shit like that. But yeah, so I think. So for the training tower, because all the times are cut in half now, all the stamina times. Okay. So now you can for my level 30 characters, because 40, by the way, right now at least, and I double checked at least through the official, because I'm looking at the official update here for Fire Emblem Heroes. They have not, from at least what I'm looking at, they have not expanded the level cap. And the level cap right now is 40. Okay. That's the top level. Ironically enough, we want to go 40.
Same thing.
But anyway, so 40 so 40 is the level cap. Now the biggest problem I hit is once you kind of hit the 30s, and like I said, I already beat all the story missions. Once you're doing 30s, you hit this weird cap where I want to hit 40, but I have to do a bunch of training missions. So when I'm doing the training missions, you only have 50 stamina in total. To do one training mission is like 15 stamina.
Jeez.
Just to get your characters maybe up 1 level. But then the problem is, as you're already telling, I can only do 3 training missions per 50 stamina. And that's only if I'm opening the app after having it let go for 4 hours. You know what I mean? So I'm doing these weird power cycles, and then I'm only playing 3 missions, and I'm turning the phone off for a really long period of time because I have to wait. So that's where I thought it was weird. That's where I want them to.
You mean Nintendo just doesn't want you distracted, Nick?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they want you to do
other
work.
Stuff. Yeah, maybe they want me to be productive. Fuck that noise. Then don't give me Fire Emblem Heroes. That's all I have to say about that. But no, yeah, so they cut the training time in half, which I thought was cool. And then apparently, too, in March, this isn't part of the new update yet, but it's coming out. Because another thing that's been pissing me off is when I'm trying to level up my old characters, not my old, I don't know why I said old, when I'm leveling up my new characters that I just got. So perfect example, literally 2 days ago I got my 5-star Roy. Yes! But anyway, so I got him, super pumped about it. So, but he's level 1, so he's 5-star. So I have to train him all the way up to 40. Well, train him up to get him to where my characters are, which are 30. So I'm doing the level trainings, and when you play though, you can't just have Roy on the board, you have to have your whole squad. So I'm getting into low budget fights with all my other level 30 people. And I know I wouldn't gain that much experience, but I don't gain any. You don't gain any experience. Now, I'm saying this right now. I do not know what the number scale is, but from someone who has put probably 25 hours into the game, so at least enough to be able to half budget what I'm looking at, it looks like they have to be within a range of 3 levels for you to gain experience. Now, if they're over your level, you're gaining experience regardless. Like, if you're fighting a level 40 and you're a 20 and somehow you pull off killing him, yeah, you're gaining a fuck ton of experience. But if you're like a 23 and you're fighting like a 19, you're probably not going to gain anything.
Wow.
So, but that leads into my point that they said just in early March, no actual date, that units will earn XP for beating low-level foes. Now, even technically, though, that's even vague.
Yeah.
So that still might even be not like...
You could earn 1 experience point.
Exactly. So I don't even know what that means. But I definitely just want to bring that up because I thought it was very interesting. But going off on that point that I made up before with Pokemon Go, like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Fire Emblem. They came out with an update. It's fucking rad. Everybody's into it. They put in new story, new characters, all this shit. And they even told you, by the way, get ready in March because you're going to earn even more XP and we're doing these updates. This is what I need. You know what I mean? And, like, Pokemon Go is doing it kind of, but they're just lumping all of it, and then they go, wait 6 more months for winter. And it's like, I'm tired of waiting. Like, at least give me info. Just keep me updated. It is an app game. It is on my phone. I'm on my phone all the time. Just keep me fucking updated. Sorry. I went off on a fucking bender there for a minute, but yeah. It's just, it's upsetting. I'm upset, Jeremy. I'm upset.
All right, I can see, they can hear.
Yes.
It's all good. We get it. You don't like it. But one last bit of Nintendo news is a lot of people were really upset with the launch lineup for the Switch. I'm still kind of upset with the launch lineup for the Switch.
What it was 6 titles, right?
5 or 6.
5,
give or take.
6,
might be some like download titles that I'm.
Yeah. We're not. I'm talking. Yeah.
But at the end of March, from the 24th to the 26th, people can take part in the Splatoon Global Test Fire, which they did for the first Splatoon.
See, I haven't heard about this, so this is purely information for me.
So it's basically a beta that you get to play Splatoon 2 early.
Yeah.
There is still no release date on this game. It's summer sometime.
Yep.
Now, if I remember...
As of right now.
As of right now. Now, if I remember correctly, the first Splatoon came out in May.
Okay.
I'm assuming Splatoon 2 is probably going to come out in May. May is not technically summer.
Yeah.
But it's going to be May or June. I can't see it going into July.
Let me even say this, though. I definitely seeing them trying to come out with it as early as possible because of the fact of that there's no fucking titles out. Yeah. So, like, they need to be like, oh, yeah, here's a fucking game that you want to play. You know what I mean? So
the other thing that I read, too, about Splatoon is that it looks like Nintendo is putting it out in the summer because there's going to be some kind of portable thing to do with it where you're going to get, like, extra game modes if you play it in portable form, which I guess is their way of, like, go outside. Yeah. Because this is, like, it's a portable thing. You could take it with you. Now, that was off of an article I read, like, a month ago. But the Splatoon 2 beta deals with a new game type. I'm not thinking that you go outside and do it, but if they're experimenting with a new game type in the beta, it is definitely possible that new game types will arise.
Oh, definitely.
Which, is something that they said was going to happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they can do something that, I mean, yeah, you could probably just play portable on your couch.
Yeah.
But if there would be a game mode particular to it being in portable mode, would be really, really interesting to see if that's actually something that would happen.
Yeah.
Because that changes the dynamic for everything.
Of course, yeah.
So, because that could add, like, later on, specific games could have specific things if you're playing portable. Like, you might have to, take it off of the dock in order to dig underground in a game or some crazy shit like that.
The only thing that would just tick me off, though, is, like, that would piss me off to be, like, just kind of, like, sitting and, like, home consoling.
Yeah.
And then, like, literally be like...
have to get up and...
Fuck. And then literally I'm getting up, and then I'm still just sitting on my couch.
Yeah.
But I just have it in my hand now, and I'm like, oh, I'm just, like, tapping the screen or, whatever.
Yeah. But I know, like, Nintendo's trying to push Splatoon to be a very multiplayer experience.
Oh, of course.
So,
well, I mean, it's been. It's
so
been a multiplayer only.
It would be interesting if...
Well, I shouldn't say multiplayer only. They did have a
story
mode, sorry.
It wasn't that...
It was not expansive. It was definitely more multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting if they're actually going to try to do some type of, go outside and play with your friends game mode.
Yeah.
Because
I hope so.
It's summer. It'll be hot outside. The whole point of the game is being outside and covering the floor with paint. So it'd be interesting if they somehow included that.
That'd be cool. I mean, like I said, I want that as an option.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing.
It'll be interesting though, because you can compare it then to the fact that the Wii basically tried to make people more active. The Wii U tried to make people a little bit more active by being able to, like, go to the kitchen and play. But this might make it a thing where it's like, hey, this is a home console, but we're encouraging you to get outside.
Yes.
So it's like Pokemon Go, where they're encouraging you to walk.
Yes. Yeah.
But this is like, hey, go outside, get some rays.
Yeah.
Like, be outside, enjoy the wind.
Be a fucking
enjoy.
human.
Yeah.
Enjoy the wind. Enjoy the breath of the wild.
Yeah. That was good.
There we go.
That was good.
I do my best. There's a reason I'm on this podcast. I know, like, when you first saw my resume for it, you're like, Team Mystic, fuck this kid. I was like, he's got charisma. He's got it.
No, you lied. You said you were Team Valor, man. That's the only reason I agreed.
That's not true. You know I would never lie about my team. How dare you? Are you calling Mystics liars? Is that what's happening right now? We getting a full scale?
Well, I mean, think about it. You're Mystics. God knows what you can do.
Because you're also valorous. So much goddamn valor.
At least I'm not only going off instinct.
Right, you know what? Yeah, there we go. Just remember, everybody, instinct sucks. Sponsored by...
he said instinct, not insync. Insync is actually pretty good. Let's not give you that.
Yeah. I'm a Backstreet Boy myself, but that's just me.
All right.
Anyway.
way too off
the tangent. So, let's talk about games that actually came out. Talking about upcoming games. Let's talk about, like, games that fucking happened.
Yeah, so yesterday we saw the launch of For Honor.
For Honor! For Honor's a game.
I am not excited.
I was very surprised about this. So, for the listeners here. So, me and Jim were going back and forth a couple days ago.
Yeah.
We were talking about it. And yeah, Jeremy literally gave me this answer, and I was actually very surprised. I thought we were both going to play it and be like, neat. And then Jeremy
I definitely want to play it. But
of course.
Based off of what I've seen, it's not something that I'm like, oh my god,
it's not weird.
I need to go play that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fighting game mixed with a hack and slash where you play on player servers.
Yes.
So, if I'm playing with somebody in the middle of bumfuck Missouri who has dial-up internet, I'm not going to have fun. Because I'm not going to be able to do anything. Because he's going to be lagging and skipping all over the place. Like...
Well, I do think... I mean, let's say this, though. Definitely, the company has worked with a lot of stuff. And I mean, this is a new IP.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Like, Ubisoft has a good setup. And I feel like they're going to...
Yeah, but Ubisoft's first... And be honest.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's first game in a new IP is always... pretty rough.
Yes,
rough. Because the first Watch Dogs was rough. The first Assassin's Creed was rough.
Yep.
Division was kind of rough.
Watch Dogs. Oh, we said that.
Yeah, we said
Watch Dogs. You said that already. Sorry, I don't know why that came up again.
It's okay.
I think you said Watch Dogs, and I thought Watch Dogs 2, and then I went back to Watch Dogs. I didn't think that happened. I was like, speaking of Watch Dogs,
Far Cry Primal, which wasn't really a new IP, but it was a completely different game. That was pretty.
What do you mean, bro? You don't like Ooga Chakas and cave paintings? You're not into throwing a spear at a goddamn mountain lion?
Not really.
And then riding him into the sunset?
No, not when I got the same map as the last game I played.
Oh!
But anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, For Honor, it looks cool. It definitely is a different experience. I will try it out.
I will tell you this, it plays great.
Oh, I'm sure it does. And I watched video of it. I watched people enjoying it.
Yeah.
When I first saw the trailer for it, though, when they first announced it, I was under the impression that this game was going to have more to it. I thought that there was going to be multiple people in a big area that had little minions to control, and you would go through, and it'd be like Dynasty Warriors.
Well, I'm going to say this. It's not that big, but I'm going to say this. When I saw the initial trailers, like, last year, they definitely made it seem... When I first saw this game, I didn't even know it was multiplayer.
Yeah, I didn't
When I first saw the trailers, like I said, this is a year ago, keep in mind. When I saw these trailers, I thought it was like an awesome story mode with 3 different factions, and then you're playing as them throughout like this crazy fucked up 3-way war.
Which it does have a campaign.
Yes, it does have one, but I thought that was like the main fucking go, and I was like, oh no, like this PvP thing is like fucking huge. Now for me, being like a Dark Souls type fan of like PvP one-on-one night type fighting and stuff, I think it's cool.
Oh yeah,
I played the beta. I thought the beta was great. Yeah, I'm just kind of nervous. I just hope it is. It's yet again. It's just I feel like it's bleeding in every game now. I'm sorry that I keep reiterating it, but it's like I just need to know the game has longevity. Yeah. I don't want to play it for a week and then be like, oh, and then it's like, what the fuck is keeping me playing it? Like that's. I feel like it's tough with multiplayer games. That's tough for any multiplayer game. I'm not trying to make it.
It is very interesting the way that they're dealing with it though, because they have a season pass.
Yes, they do.
The season pass is $40.
Yep.
You get
6 characters,
a
bunch of emblems
extra,
and stuff.
like stuff.
And then EXP bonus.
But they're treating it just like Siege.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Where
they have a cookie cutter formula for it now.
So instead of operators, you get heroes.
Yes.
And it's the same thing. And it's paid content to play new heroes that may or may not have a benefit above the other heroes in the game.
Exactly.
So it's almost borderline pay to win. And if you have the pass, you get it a week early.
Yep.
And it's just it's not for me. It's not. I'm not into that. I would rather play, like you said, this game looked like it was mainly single player.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be like, not a Lord of the Rings game, but definitely
I know where you're going with it.
Something that was going to feel like Conquest. Something that was going to be reminiscent.
My initial thought was I took it more single player.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like Rise Son of Rome.
Oh, okay.
That's how I thought.
Okay.
That's how I thought originally. Like that was because the way they were showing the trailers were like these really gritty like fights and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the one Viking dude's like pushing the dude in the spiked wall and like all that stuff. I was like, holy shit, like this is intense.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was going to be way more single honed in.
Yeah.
And that's
definitely.
And what's funny is like I don't know like, and this is just more of my bias on the consoles lately. But yeah, there's not that many games that are really like pushing it like that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like who have that appearance and then go, yeah, no, we're all multiplayer. So that's why, and they didn't say anything about it, but that was just my assumption off it because I was just like, oh, it's probably gonna be single player. I think it's cool. Let me say this: I'm glad the game came out. I think it's a bold move. I think it's definitely interesting.
It's something new, and
absolutely, and
games don't have new dynamics.
Like that's the most important part. Like we might criticize like even later because I'm definitely the next. I would absolutely say this. Before the next podcast, I will definitely try to sink in multiple hours on this game. So
I will definitely play it, give it a shot.
We're definitely gonna try it out. I just think, I just want more new. I just want more completely new stuff. And if it's bad, so be it. But at least it's new. I just want us to keep going in
something
that direction.
Different.
Yes.
It's an endeavor. It is
absolutely.
It's an experiment.
Yes.
It's something that nobody's done.
And that's the point. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think that's why gamers of kind of, in our 20s and still playing, I think that's what we're waiting for. I think we're waiting for the next big fucking like
so let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
So For Honor, it's a brand new kind of game. It's a completely different experience.
Absolutely.
It's essentially a 1v1 fighting game inside of a hack and slash
with multiplayer.
So it's completely different.
Yeah.
So let's just say other games then decided to do this kind of thing. Like, I mean,
Do this type of game?
yeah,
Or,
like
okay.
Overwatch is a team hero shooter,
Yeah.
is what people are calling it now.
Yeah.
Which then we got Paragon, then we got Paladins,
Oh, yeah,
then
yeah.
we have
all those rip-off
yeah,
games and stuff.
Battleborn,
Yeah.
like games like that. So that's kind of like a new genre, not
Yeah.
really, because Team Fortress 2 started that years ago.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely a different genre that people are kind of like playing around
Well,
with.
it's definitely a genre that is definitely building up.
Right. So let's just say, this is going to be a terrible example, but let's just say Marvel did a game similar to the format of For Honor, where you play as, I don't know, like Wolverine against somebody else,
Yeah.
and you're 1v1 with them, but you're fighting a whole bunch of Doom bots in between, or you're fighting a whole bunch of AIM
And have it be
soldiers
like
in
multiplayer?
between, and have it be multiplayer
Yeah.
like that. I mean, Power Rangers could do it. You
Oh,
could have the Power
absolutely.
Rangers fighting each
Absolutely.
other. It could definitely be a brand new dynamic for a type of game.
Oh,
Which,
100%.
that being said, what would you call it? Like, what do you call this new game type? Like, it's a fighter hack and slash.
Yeah, hack and slash
It's-
multiplayer.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah.
It is a completely new experience.
Yeah.
And I think that, unfortunately, the game's definitely a AAA title. It is
Oh.
definitely up there.
Yeah, Ubisoft. Yeah.
But it's going kind of under some people's radars.
Oh, yeah,
where
definitely. Yeah, you can tell.
It's not as big as it probably should be, because it should be blowing up.
Well-
It should be everywhere.
Well, here's the thing too. Ubisoft brought this up. I read an article about a month ago, and they actually talked about they were reviewing over. Now I don't know the specific numbers, but I got enough of it from the article that they were talking about Watch Dogs 2, and they got very disappointed because they wanted the release for it to be way bigger than what it was. Their numbers did not hit what they expected at all, and and in my opinion, I played Watch Dogs 2. I liked it a lot. I thought, well, let me say this. I thought it was way better than the first one.
Yes. Oh,
Way
absolutely,
better.
100%.
But yeah, I just think, I think Ubisoft needs to, and let me say this too. I was gonna say they need to maybe change up their marketing, but I do like their strategy. I love their whole, what people are doing on Valentine's Day as opposed to what you're doing on Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
And then they came out with a bunch of stuff. So I thought that was great. I thought that was really funny, but I don't know. And the thing is, like, I mean, I'm no expert. I don't know how else you pitch it. I mean, when you think about it too, which we'll bring up in a minute. I mean, the only other game that came out was Sniper Elite
Right.
4. You know what I mean? So like, and that's a very niche title. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, definitely is a very dedicated long-term fan
Oh,
base.
yeah, absolutely.
But when you compare the two, one should be beating it by a landslide, and it is. I'm not saying like, I mean. It's probably outselling it like 4-1.
Oh,
but it's just one of those
absolutely.
things where, just like you said,
the other
I
thing,
think the game
too-
should be selling like hundreds of copies. And
It should just be more out there.
yes,
like,
yes.
It
So,
was.
yeah, that is a better way to describe it.
It was not a cover for any gaming magazine. It wasn't a cover story for
not
any
that
website.
Not that I saw.
It wasn't.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
don't get me wrong. I've seen stuff.
Yeah.
But no, just yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it
there's that
wasn't-
subtle advertising, but
yeah,
not like.
and it wasn't
you need to play this.
huge. Like reviewed, like websites, like
Well, no, I was about to say
on Facebook, they always have the articles on like the
Yeah.
big games that are coming out, and of course, like Game Rant did like videos of them, playing the beta, and
Well-
IGN definitely talked about it, but not many other people did.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, the one thing that we were going to talk about, actually, that you bring that up, we were going to talk about reviews.
Right.
And even, like, Metacritic, for example, literally does not have a score yet.
Right.
And I get that because, like, I mean, sometimes with the whole certain reviewer copies don't come out at set times now. So I get that. But, I mean, yeah, like, the user score right now, like, currently, at, whatever, 12 o'clock
12:03.
on the 15th, right now the user score is at a 7.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad, but it's
No.
not great.
It's
Right in the middle.
good for a new IP.
Yes, it is. And I honestly, let's be 100% real. I think that's what Ubisoft needed. I think
Yes.
they needed a positive step in the right direction for a new IP.
Yeah.
I think that is, let's be real, I think that is the best chance that they can have. Because they're not, I mean, like, yeah, we're
And-
comparing
and
to
the
Overwatch
other-
and
the
shit.
other
They're
thing,
not,
too-
it's not Blizzard. You can't, like, put out that shit and
Oh,
be like,
right.
we're fucking amazing.
Yeah,
and
you
just ball
can't
drop
be
it.
God. From
Yeah,
the start.
exactly.
But For Honor getting good reviews is also, or decent reviews,
Yes.
is also good for Ghost Recon.
Oh yeah,
because
for
that's
Wildlands.
less than 3 weeks away. It's 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
It's March 7th. So another Ubisoft game getting pretty decent reviews should lead into Ghost Recon selling pretty well.
Oh, definitely.
Especially because I'm sure on the inside of the For Honor box there's a thing for Ghost Recon.
Yeah, so
I'm sure it's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Pre-order Ghost Recon today and get the new whatever
thing.
mission.
Yeah.
The Peruvian mission.
Yeah, the Peruvian mission. Yep. Which I'm actually pretty genuinely excited for that one.
Oh, absolutely.
The way it looks, I mean, like, the only way I can see, like, from what I've seen from it and the way you can choose kind of how the missions go about and stuff, it reminds me a lot of, like, Metal Gear 5. Like, that's kind of the most recent game I played where it's like, they kind of put you in an open world. There's clearly an objective.
But this is completely open world.
Oh,
That's the cool part.
That's
and you can do
the whole game.
whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really all South America, which we haven't really gotten an open world game in South America before.
No, I don't think so.
At least not a game like this.
No, Far Cry's the only ones I was going to think were Far Cry, but those are made up islands, right?
Yeah.
Or are those actually based off locations?
I don't know. I don't remember. I know 4 was based in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
I don't remember what 3
so
was.
I feel it was like Himalayas. It was based off it, but then it was like made up. I think that's what they keep doing.
Right.
I think they base it clearly off like something relative, but then they call it something different.
But yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be interesting.
No, this is
Ghost Recon. So it's going to be what the Division should have been when it originally came out.
I absolutely think so. I totally think so.
And I think that they learned a lot from the Division.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's another Tom Clancy game, which, by the way, they're stepping up the Tom Clancy franchise.
Well, they need to.
We got Division last March.
Yeah.
We're getting Ghost Recon this March.
Mm-hmm.
Siege just got a year 2 season pass.
Yep.
Well,
Siege is great.
Yeah, but let's talk about that for a second. Now that we're here, so this is the first game I think ever that got a year 2 season pass.
Well, Mortal Kombat.
Was that year 2 though?
I mean, you had one season pass.
Well, you had a combat pack, and then a second combat pack. They were kind of like 2 separate expansions.
I'm trying to remember. All right, well, let's put
it this way.
Okay.
Siege came out again. It was re-released as a year 2 gold edition.
Yes.
Which does not include the first season pass, by the way. It's
really
just the second one.
I did not know that.
Yeah, the gold edition for year 2 does not come with the first season pass.
That's crazy.
It just comes with the second one because they're each $50.
Wow.
Each season pass is $50.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, you just get the year 2 season pass if you buy the new gold edition.
But then is there any point in playing year 1?
Yeah, because it's all still the new operatives and the new maps.
Oh.
The way they did it was they're rotating maps and operatives based on playlists for year 2, year 1, and then like whatever you want in between.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's so confusing.
Yeah, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
The way that plays out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's the first game that I've ever seen that has a second season pass.
Like I said, I think it's just like we went off though. I think there's a lot of games that have kind of done it.
Yeah.
It's yet again, we're talking about the the extended or whatever. It's like it didn't say season pass, but like I said, there's quite a few games that have done here is a bulk order to get set things,
right?
And then a year later,
here's another bulk order to get set things.
So,
but like
I said, mostly fighting games do it.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's the first
Street
AAA
Fighter's
title.
Been doing it and stuff like that.
Because Battlefield's never done premium year 2. Call of Duty always comes out with another game.
Well,
there's never
Well, Battlefield's on that track too. I mean, they did Hardline and then
Hardline to me though wasn't a main Battlefield game. I mean, it definitely was a main.
Throwing out shade.
Well, it definitely was a main Battlefield game, but it
way to draw a hard line between the franchises.
It definitely didn't play out like a regular Battlefield.
No, of course not.
And it like even Bad Company I consider like a real Battlefield game. This I considered
that's because it was fun.
Yeah, this Hardline I considered an experiment that didn't go well.
Yeah, but they tried.
Yeah,
they absolutely tried. Yeah, the problem is people wanted like real guns and everyone's like cops and rappers and we're like fuck.
It's like I don't want to play in LA or wherever.
Then the worst part was
Miami, LA,
and it wasn't
I don't know.
LA Hardline. No. No, I think the biggest problem was, which wasn't their fault at all, but I don't know why I felt like I kept mentally comparing it to Payday,
Yes.
and I couldn't stop comparing it to Payday.
It was the first mission when you're inside that bank.
Yeah.
I felt the same way.
I was like, this is Payday, but it's not. It like, I don't want to get that confused. I've played both.
Yeah.
And they're absolutely two completely different games.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't get the comparison out, and it made it worse for me.
Yeah.
Like, because I just kept thinking it. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault at all, because it's just like how we were talking about with For Honor. You're trying something new, and you're trying to go in a new direction where someone has kind of laid out a little bit of the groundwork, so you're working with it.
Right.
I wouldn't consider, like I said, they are so different. I would not consider them plagiarizing or copying the idea. Not at all. But
it just was reminiscent.
Yeah, I just kept thinking of it, and it fucked up my whole experience.
Which
sadly,
Payday is another one of those games with updates.
Well,
It's another game that constantly doing something.
Well, I was just gonna say they don't have. It's not like a year 2 season pass, but they definitely
They did the
have.
big score edition. They did Payday 2.
The whole
then they
new
did
game.
the Crime Wave edition.
Yep.
Then they did the big score edition. I honestly don't ever see a Payday 3 happening.
No,
I don't think they're ever going to do it. I think they're just going to keep updating it. Which is the same kind of mentality that I have, and I'm going to get so much backlash for this, but it's the same mentality I have for GTA. I don't ever see a Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out. Ever. I see them keep working on GTA Online.
Well, they still are. They have 2 different teams. Isn't that the whole big rumor? That it's like one whole potential team?
Yeah, but Rockstar only ever really does one game at a time, it seems.
Oh,
at least as of late.
Well,
and
Red Dead.
Yeah.
Well, Red Dead is definitely the main focus.
Right, so
now.
with Red Dead coming out, it's going to be at least another 2 to 3 years if we ever even get a GTA 6.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, too. Because even GTA just put out, I just saw an article, like, pass me while we were going through stuff. Because they put out a Valentine's Day thing. I haven't been, personally, I've not been on GTA in probably about, like, 4 or 5 months. It's been a long time.
I don't think I've ever played online.
Really? Yeah. It's fantastic. You absolutely
I kind of played it a little bit.
The online community's great.
It wasn't like anything
We should
crazy.
do shit with that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
sure.
fun.
Yeah,
when you have people to play with, it's awesome. When you play by yourself, it's boring as fuck.
That's probably what my problem is.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those ones where you need people. It's like how Division is.
Yeah.
You can play it by yourself and, like, think you're cool, but, like, unless you have friends.
You can think you're cool.
Or you could be cool. But, no, yeah, I think they needed to, I just think they need to add more stuff. Like I said, I just need more frequent
updates.
Yeah, frequent updates. And, like, yeah, Rainbow Six did it, but I don't know if that's the right way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Another 50. You're telling me that game's $210.
No,
it's lower.
No. Yeah, it's 170.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like 110. We're fucking around with the price. Because year 2 right now is $60. Right? And then $50 year 1.
Right.
I'm trying to say.
Right. However, if you bought Rainbow Six by itself originally, that was $60.
Yes.
Then the season pass was $50. You could buy it all for $100 if you bought the gold.
Yep.
And then another $50.
So yeah, $160.
Plus, it doesn't include stuff that wasn't included in the season pass that you could have put money into.
Well, yeah, but let's not count that.
Okay, sure.
But I'm saying right now,
after taxes, you're looking at around 175, 180.
Yeah.
If you bought the game day one without.
But I'm saying I'm saying right now, like, say nobody's played Rainbow Six, and say you want to get into the game, but say you want to get into the game with all of the content.
At least 110.
At least 110.
At least 110.
That's crazy. That's bananas. I just saw, going off on a random thing, I just saw this on the marketplace. It was on Xbox, looking this up. Now, keep in mind, I know nothing about it, but I just saw the price and my jaw dropped. I don't know if you know anything about it. If not, then we'll just chalk it up and we both don't know shit about it. I was looking up upcoming DLC.
Yep.
And it's out already. There's a World of Tanks update. Now, obviously, I know, like, World of Tanks you can, like, get into. And, of course, you can buy the tanks for, like, $20-something. There's a major expansion. It's $75.
What?
I've never heard of an expansion that big.
For World of Tanks?
World of Tanks. Now, I'm assuming, and I looked up the details on it, because most tanks, exactly. Like, I just felt like we had to bring it up because, like,
I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. Is it World of Tanks free?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can buy tanks, and certain ones. Now, like I said, I don't know half of what I'm talking about here, so please bear in mind. But certain tanks I've seen run around $20. And those are, like, high-end ones that you'd have to spend, like, 50-plus hours working to get that tank.
Right.
But you could just buy it for, $20. Which is a steep price, but for a reason. Like, you really have to pay to win if you're going to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, this one, I think it's like a bundle of like 3 tanks, which would make sense then for the price to go from like 20 to 60.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 tanks and some other extra content. But I just $75. Like, can we just like, holy shit?
Yeah.
Like,
For one expansion.
for an expansion, because the game is free.
Yeah, that's
Holy shit! I just want to bring that up of just we were talking about just major dollar drops.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
just
a lot.
Yeah, you know you're too deep in World of Tanks when you drop $75 on a fucking expansion.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry. Just need to bring that up.
Yeah.
Speaking of expansions though, because For Honor did their thing.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Well, hold on. Let's stay on track. So, For Honor, Sniper Elite.
Yes.
Yes.
So Sniper Elite has been getting pretty good reviews.
Okay.
It's got an 8.3 out of 10 on IGN.
Awesome.
It's got a 7 out of 10 on Trusted Reviews. Don't really know what that is.
Yeah,
77% on Metacritic.
There we go. I know what that is.
Now a game or a website, WCCF Tech.
Okay.
Says that sniping has never been so much fun and actually gave the game a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
So, again,
I mean, that's unnamed though, so it's like...
Right.
Yeah.
This game, it's a niche title.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
Sniper Elite 3 has been selling pretty well. It's definitely now a name that people know.
Oh, yeah.
Sniper Elite 1 and 2, not really. 3 definitely picked up a
3
pace.
definitely. Well, because and then they kind of put out that Ultimate Edition,
right,
to keep it going.
And they put it on next gen.
Yes,
because it was originally released on
360
PS3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a game that people are now looking into. Is it a AAA title? It's a AAA title, right?
I mean, if you're asking me personally, I would say no. That's just me.
I feel like it's big enough to get to that point at some point. I don't know if it's quite there yet.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. I think it absolutely has the potential. I don't think it's there yet.
So,
like, because here's why I bring it up. You have maybe 1 or 2 people like go in line for it. There is not a build up in the line for it yet.
Right. Yeah. No,
like, you know what I mean? Like, there's.
It also wasn't really advertised on TV. It wasn't really a sponsored.
That's exactly
Facebook.
what I mean. That's why. Like,
but it's also from Rebellion, and Rebellion's not really a well-known developer.
And if they are, they're for.
And they also published it. They developed it and published it.
Yep.
So they did everything by themselves.
It's a big move.
Wasn't really, it wasn't really anything. It's not something that people quite know yet.
I mean, I think the biggest. We were joking about this because a couple buddies of ours even mixed this up. But I think, the biggest mix-up people have, though, is that Sniper Elite is not Sniper Ghost Warrior. Those are 2 different games that are in competition.
Yes, 2 different games, 2 different companies.
A lot of people think they're in tandem. No, it is Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Yeah.
Like, it is same genre, 2 completely different factions.
Yeah. And I was having a conversation with somebody a couple months ago. I don't remember who it was or how we got on this subject.
Anyway.
But they were just like, the Sniper Ghost Warrior and Sniper Elite, the logos are the same. So, like, I assumed they were the same game. It was like, well, actually, like, the logos are kind of different.
Yeah, they're very different.
They're not the same at all. They're like, no, it's pretty similar. And I was like, no, look at Sniper Elite. Now look at Ghost Warrior. They're very different.
Yeah.
They were like, I don't know. They're both sniper games.
The problem that they kept having was with the earlier ones. Both games kept constantly having a dude looking off in like the sunset. That was the first problem. But then Sniper Elite kept having like the gun.
They also keep coming out at the same time.
Well, that's because of competition.
Yes,
so I get
like,
that.
It's been the exact same time.
It's like way too similar. Because I think when 3, I might be mistaken. I think when 3 came out and then Ghost Warrior 2 came out, they came out. They didn't come out on the same day, but I think
it was 2 weeks apart.
It was 2 weeks apart. That's what it was.
Well,
it was very close.
Ghost Warrior 3 was supposed to come out January 28th, which would have been 2 weeks before Elite 4.
Yeah.
But then got pushed back to April to try to get it so people would buy it.
Yeah.
Which was originally why they were going to come out with it first. But then we're just like, nope, we're just going to wait.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just wait. Too many other games happening at the same time.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I want to keep building up.
Oh, yeah.
It is a great franchise. There's a reason people are dedicated to it. I think it's good. I just think it has a ways to go.
Yes.
I absolutely think it has a ways to go. But then going on other added-on stuff, they added Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Swamp Thing's coming to Injustice 2.
I thought that was so cool.
So that's pretty cool.
I love that. That is such a, like, going on niche. That is such a niche DC thing.
Oh, yeah.
That the fans are like, fuck yeah, like finally. I think that's so cool. I love that they're clearly looking around.
Yeah.
They're not like Flash, but I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, of course you have those,
not,
but they're clearly not afraid to branch out. I think that's...
Oh, yeah.
So
well, I mean,
great.
the other thing, too, is this is kind of going to the fact that Marvel's branching out a lot.
Well, they need to.
Well, right, but Marvel just did a Doctor Strange movie.
Yes.
Like, whenever in the history of anything...
If you would ask people 5 years ago...
Yeah.
Hey, you want Doctor Strange? What?
you mean Hugo Strange?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want a Hugo Strange movie. That's weird.
Yeah.
No, we mean Doctor Strange, like the mystical man.
Yeah. The
what?
mystical man.
Like,
that should have been the subtitle.
Doctor Strange, the mystical man.
Oh, God.
But
Jesus
yeah, I mean,
Christ.
DC's definitely pulling out other characters.
Yes.
Like, we also, I mean, they did the same day that they revealed Swamp Thing, they put out the Here Come the Girls trailer.
Yep.
Which was Black Canary.
Yep.
Which looks nothing like the one from Arrow.
Yeah.
So
definitely different.
Yeah,
They'll probably have an Arrow
costume.
Yes.
But it's just they're going with the blonde hair like they are from the comics.
Of course.
And I actually saw when I watched the trailer, I saw a couple comments on Facebook, people saying that this looks nothing like her. And I just want to, reiterate the fact that it is comics. It's not the shows are based off the comics. The comics are not based off the shows.
Yeah.
It's Laurel Lance on Arrow, played by Katie Cassidy, is just something that's in that universe.
Of course, yeah.
It has nothing to do with the fact that the Black Canary never really died and has blonde hair.
Yeah.
So, let's just keep that thing going pay attention when you comment on comics and things. It's a very big pet peeve of mine when it comes to when it just comes to people commenting nonsense on Facebook that they don't quite understand.
Slam.
And it just bothers me.
Savagery.
But I see people arguing all the time, and people coming up with
and
points,
like nobody's
and
looking stuff up.
This is how it happened.
Well, that's in general, yeah.
But
people assume the truth when you get a I think we've talked about that multiple times. Though, because we do this podcast and shit like that, but yeah, we don't know everything. Not even close. There's a reason. There's a reason we leave comments open and interpretation.
And we try to fact check things, definitely.
Absolutely. But we're gonna get shit wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we've already been corrected by a couple people. So
there's already been multiple corrections.
But it's just she's blonde. I just want to make that a thing.
She's always been.
Right. So
see, this is, by the way, for someone who has not watched Arrow and only read the comics, you saying this is so funny to me. Because this is literally you just like might as well be telling me like, yeah, Superman has an S on his chest.
Yeah.
Like it's cool. Batman's costume looks like a bat. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Cool. Like thanks, Jerry. Like, it's just so funny.
It would that kind of stuff bothers me so much.
Breather,
just watching all those people argue for no reason.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I always you ever want to like comment on one of those things, but you're just gonna get all the notifications from people, I'm just like, I can't even say anything right now because I'm just not even gonna correct you. Just be wrong.
I would just see when I always see that shit happen, I intentionally will just do the bullshit one. Like if they're going off and like all this stuff and be like, Miss Marvel's my favorite character, and then they're just like, fuck you, because you want to talk about a character with more like non-continuity. Miss Marvel went through 36 different changes, title and appearance in comics, games, and everything. Like that is a character that is so a cloud of like that is one character. Well, thank God now
she's got the mohawk.
But the thing is, that's a good thing. Like now they're really putting an image. The problem was before it was so vague.
Yeah, she had she was an Ultimate Alliance. She had the black shirt with the lightning
She almost
bolt.
had the Black Canary almost set up, whereas that blonde hair.
Well, I always thought she looked like a female Black Adam from the way they were portraying her.
Kind of. For me, it was very similar to like a blonde Black Cat. From like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what it always for me.
Again, they need to put Black Cat in the movies.
Oh my God!
Completely like different tangent.
Absolutely.
But like she needs to be in the Spider-Man movies.
It is completely completely unjust. But I feel like that's more for our for like the '90s cartoon side. Because they pitched her way more.
Oh yeah. Well, she was in the way I know of Black Cat, because I never watched the '90s cartoon.
Really?
I kind of like I've seen episodes.
Yeah.
But like I've never I'm fully watched
What's really funny is though, like anyone I hear that, because I've had this conversation with multiple people that they want Black Cat in the Spider-Man universe. Almost all of them
because of that.
Because of that.
I want Black Cat in the Spider-Man universe because the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man games.
Yes.
Spider-Man and then Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro.
Yes.
Both of those games were incredible. They were fantastic.
Well, all the games always do it, even Web of Shadows.
Yeah.
That was so cool because choosing between the symbiote and, just being a good human being.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You got to choose essentially at one point, in particular, between Mary Jane and Black Cat.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, back to the DC trailer.
There we go. Rewind.
Yeah, rewind a little bit.
Yep.
So here come the girls. It was Black Canary, Poison Ivy, Cheetah, and Catwoman. So also, they kind of didn't put in Wonder Woman. They didn't put in Harley Quinn in that trailer.
Which I thought, which I thought was cool though. Like, I'm glad it's all new characters because I already saw Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn.
Catwoman's not new.
Yeah, true. But also, this is, by the way, like, bear with me here. This was like a 6 month ago thing. In one of the alphas for Injustice 2, they changed Wonder Woman's facial appearance. Her face looked completely different.
Yeah.
If you look at a day one trailer of Injustice 2 and what she currently looks like right now in like the gameplay footage, it's completely different.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been why too. I think they're trying to only put in characters that I think they have 100%. This is what they look like in game. Because I think Wonder Woman, they're still trying to figure it out.
I mean, Supergirl even looks different now from what she did originally.
That was another one too. Those were the two. Personally, I still think the original Wonder Woman looked better. Yeah. When they showed me the new one, I was like, oh. But I get it though. They apparently the characters' faces graphically, not even physically, like graphically, the characters' faces look too like soft. So they tried to more make them defined. But I don't know. She looked older. I was like, weird. Yeah, it looked like a 40s Wonder Woman that's like pissed off now. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we also don't really know the timeline of this. I mean, Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman could be older.
We kind of know the timeline.
Kind of, yeah, but
it's
not...
taking place definitely multiple years after the first Injustice.
Right, so they could be meant to look older.
It could, yeah, that very well could be true. You're absolutely right. I don't know.
But I'm excited. I believe we mentioned last time it's going to be the largest roster of any NetherRealm game.
Yes.
And it's going to have the largest DLC.
Yeah.
Which... I'm almost disappointed in the fact that they're saying that because the Ultimate Edition comes with 9 DLC characters.
Yep.
So unless they pull a Mortal Kombat X and do a second combat pack, like we mentioned earlier, which they did, which is how they got the 8 characters. If we only get 9 and they're still putting it as the largest DLC roster, which isn't a lie. 9 is larger than 8, but it's not quite what I want.
It's not.
I'd rather 12 maybe? 12 DLC characters? I don't think that's too much to ask for.
No, well, I will say this, though. With how they are setting up the characters now with the armor sets and the different move sets just based off what armor you have, I definitely think every character is, like, having at least... Like, I mean, with Mortal Kombat X, you had 3 characters per 1 character because of their different move sets. I mean, they were slight variations with some of them. But some of them moved even... Like, some of them...
I also want a shit ton of skins, too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Pretty badass.
But they even announced that too, like even like Green Lantern and stuff like that is having a bunch of alternate skins and stuff like that with the Ultimate Edition. They're doing that. It's So they're doing a bunch of stuff like that, which I thought was cool. But yeah, no, they should include a bunch of skins. But yeah, I mean, with this armor setup, if it is as enticing as they are making it sound, and especially how the gameplay is looked already, because there is, you know what I mean, like definitely set up gameplay for it. I'm okay with 9. I mean, me personally, just because of how much added shit. Like, here's the thing, though. If they are going to add those characters, I want them to have, first of all, as many armors as the original characters got, plus extra. Yes. Like, I don't want the DLC characters come out to have, like, 2 extra armor sets for all the characters, plus the ones that, are coming out.
The other thing, too, the Deluxe Edition comes with 3 characters.
Yes.
The Ultimate Edition comes with 9.
Yeah. I thought it was 6. Is it 3? It was only 3?
Yeah, it's 3. The Deluxe Edition's 3. So, how do they differentiate?
How do you
which
determine which characters you get?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be just the first 3.
That would make sense.
And then what they'll probably do is they'll probably come out with a bundle pack of the other 6
so
that you can buy digitally.
Do you think the other 6 are going to be lesser known characters?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I literally think they're just going to do it of like, hey, if you want to get in, I think the Deluxe Edition is a perfect invitation.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, try out the season pass, and now you're already fucked. So now buy all the characters. Like that's how they're gonna.
The other thing they put in Jason and Predator and Freddy all
Yep.
in Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
We've seen Scorpion and Injustice.
Yes.
Do you think we'll get guest characters?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think
definitely.
they would be?
Sub-Zero.
Do you think we'll get Scorpion and Sub-Zero? Do you think it's possible that we could maybe get, like, I don't know, a random character from another comic book? Like, Justice League just crossed over with Power Rangers.
That'd
Could we
be cool.
get, like, a Red Ranger? Probably not.
Probably not.
But it's definitely something
I think that'd be
interesting
sick.
to think
I think that'd
about.
be cool.
Because if Mortal Kombat's getting horror figures like that,
Yeah.
why can't Injustice get other comic book figures?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well,
It'd be
dude, Power
interesting.
Rangers is going on a super upswing. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to dissuade, because I think I think we covered pretty much everything there. But yeah, dude, Power Rangers doing holy fuck.
There's a lot
movie,
going on. Yeah.
movie, fucking franchise shit. They're coming out with a bunch of stuff.
The new Pops. The new Pops.
Jesus motherfucking Christ.
Yeah.
Those guys. Finally, we've been talking about this in speculation for months.
Yeah.
Forever we have been talking about this. We finally have images. And we saw them, like, at least I first saw them off kind of like rando things.
Yeah.
But officially Funko has put out
What they look like.
Yeah.
So for anybody that hasn't seen them, it's very hard to describe them. They're like translucent crystals.
I wouldn't even say that. It is, so first of all, I would say it's this. It is clear plastic of what the entire plastic is the color of whatever the set Power Ranger is.
Right.
So red, blue, pink,
But
black.
they're translucent.
They're
They're not transparent. They're not.
Yes, they're not
don't confuse
transparent,
that.
but
they're translucent.
And then they have kind of that, the only way I can best describe it is that like 90s glitter
Yeah, they have like
in
this
the
sparkle
pop.
kind of thing
in
in
the
it.
pop, not
Yeah.
on it, but in it.
In it.
Which I think's cool. And they even say the box even has like it's 2 stickers.
Yeah.
It's first of all, it's the GameStop exclusive.
Right,
And then it's got the
little
It's morphing time,
yeah.
which I thought was so cool. So I think that's cool. The only dumb, like very like super subtle thing I wanted was I wanted the morphing time, and then I wanted the morphing symbol for each of them.
yeah.
I thought that would have been cool, but that's too much. Like that's too much. But you could tell they almost, because we got finally closer images of them. They almost look like what the prototype images should look like, because they're not detailed. Like
Right.
you have the helmet detail, but you don't have the diamond, and then especially the animal,
Right.
or the
Dinosaur or whatever it is.
Yeah, you don't have that at all. So it's literally just kind of like the body and then the real intricate helmet
Right.
design.
Which-
I think they're amazing. I'm buying all of them.
Speaking of the dinosaur animal thing, somebody mentioned this to me the other day, and I never got time to check to see if it's true.
Are you talking about the metallic ones? How they're different?
Do the metallic ones have the animals?
So here's the thing. So the original set of Pops
Were dinosaurs.
or the original OG series.
Right.
The metallic ones are the movie. Power Rangers the movie.
Oh, the Mighty Morphin movie.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a Mighty
now,
Morphin movie.
Is it true that they messed up Yellow and she still has the
Yes.
dinosaur? Okay.
Because
all right, cool.
she doesn't have a dinosaur. It's a saber-tooth tiger.
Oh, well,
She has
right.
Yeah,
right,
she has.
right.
So at least for right now, unless they fucking add one. Not counting the translucent one that's coming out.
Right.
Just to side note that there's 3 current Yellow Rangers.
Yep. There's the regular one, the
Regular,
metallic
the
one,
metallic,
and
and
the
then
action
the all
one.
gold.
Oh, and she doesn't have an action post.
She doesn't have an action
Right.
post.
Yellow doesn't have an action post.
So it's those 3 so far, and all of them have saber-tooth tiger. None
Okay.
of them have the other one. I honestly don't even remember the animal
me
from the
neither.
movie. But yeah, because even the Hot Topic exclusive action post ones, the metallic ones,
Right.
white wasn't one, but the red and pink, because red goes from having the T-Rex to the monkey, and then
Right.
pink goes from the pterodactyl to like the phoenix.
Yeah.
So
Do you think they could do a metallic White Ranger? Do you think that would even look? Is that even like?
it'll probably be
probable?
gold. Like the gold will probably be
yeah,
enhanced.
Okay.
They'll
so,
probably do
So I
that.
was thinking about that. Like when you said that, I was like, can they even do a white metallic?
They
one?
did
Like,
green. And,
Yeah, but
and
white.
Toy Tokyo. Fuck that up.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's the
that
only
was
one I don't
pretty
have.
bad.
I have literally every Power Rangers pop except that metallic green one. Shout out to anybody who could set me up with that. I love it for it. It's the only one.
Comment with links if you have it. Put a price point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, please let me know. It's the only one I want. So, I'm killing for it. But yeah, no, that new set of them looks fucking gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Oh my
yeah.
god, losing my mind. They also announced 2 Westworld
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the series.
Yes, Westworld Cops are coming out.
Yeah. Fun fact: when they announced the season 2, I'm like going off on that on the podcast. Just a heads up.
Well, I mean, it's been announced as 2018.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like once it starts.
Yeah.
Without any spoiler. So moral of the story, it's going to be me every episode going, and that's it. It's like, you can't talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? That's going to be, yeah.
So Westworld was on last night.
And that's
it. That's all I can say. It was there.
But we're definitely, that one I'm already calling out right now. I'm going to have a point, we're going to do a 0.5 podcast, and we're just going to go off. Once that season ends, we just talk about the whole thing, non-spoilers. That's a big show that I stick with.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Speaking of shows, and kind of Power Rangers.
Cool. Power Ranger show? No.
Almost. Hang on. There's two kind of parts that lead into this.
I'm on beta.
So I want to start this next little tangent with the fact that Netflix is doing a Castlevania TV series.
Yes.
It's rated R.
Holy fuck.
It's animated.
Yes.
It looks fucking fantastic. Yes. It is from the producers of Adventure Time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. But also the guy that directed that super gritty Power Rangers short film a couple years ago. The one where they're killing each other.
Yes.
It's that director and the producers from Adventure Time doing the Castlevania TV show.
Well, fun fact, originally, a lot of people don't know this, originally Adventure Time was supposed to be on Adult Swim.
Yes.
It wasn't supposed to be on Cartoon Network.
Right.
But then they got partnership, and then they changed some stuff around.
Made it more kid-friendly.
Yeah, exactly. They made it more kid-friendly. But yeah, and ironically enough, they didn't change too much. It's just because of the overall appearance, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it was originally supposed to be on Adult Swim, so, I mean, I'm definitely not afraid of the man being capable of imagination. And especially if he's right out the gate, if they're telling him, like, no, this is rated R, do what you want. And Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix has so much freedom.
And if it's the same director from the gritty Power Rangers thing, this is going to be pretty great.
It's going to be I'm so excited. If you can take a nice cookie cutter franchise and turn it dark, and this is from a series that's already pretty fucking dark, and make it darker, because that's what I really want. Like, I want shit to get brutal. Like,
plus, this will be the first video game adaptation in a really long time that could stay true to the fact that it is a video game adaptation, which they did say. They came out and said very bluntly, they were just like, yeah, so this is going to be like the best video game adaptation ever, hands down. This is going to save like, that cliche that video game movies suck, which we still haven't really gotten one that stayed true.
Well, the whole thing is with the later Castlevania series of how Simon Belmont's whole transformation, stuff like that.
Right.
Like that was really good. The games were very iffy, but the story was good. And even a lot of people didn't play the 3DS game. That 3DS game had so much story tied into so much. Like, you found out so much about, like, Dracula's whole, like, setup, and then Alucard, and how that links together, and then how, like, the newer games link up to the old ones, and how it's all fucking, like, it's all set up so well.
Yeah.
And, like, I would, like, no joke, if they could even just make that into the show, I'm fucking set.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so set. I mean, I'm not saying they're doing that, but I'm just saying if that alone is so much of a good story on, like, paper to just fucking run with it. But, dude, yeah, like, I want Dracula straight up, like, ripping dudes in half. Like, I want shit buck wild. Like, that's why I think so many people are... I mean, you know, you kind of have that Metroid Castlevania type gameplay. So, I mean, people are so niche with that. But, yeah, I just think it's the whole overall theme. I think that's what draws people in. I think, you know, at the end of the day, it's about vampires and fucking shit. So, like, you gotta really show that off. You know what I mean? And to get a franchise that's been rated M for a while, and you know what I mean, is... And
really make it an R cartoon.
Yeah, really go there. Yeah. And that's the other question I have, too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen anything yet, but I'm very interested to see if it is actually animated or CG.
I think it's going to be animated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or should I say, not CG, but... I don't know, yeah, maybe I want to say CG. What's the thing where it's like all the people are like... They're 3D, but it's all computer generated?
Like maybe. Jimmy Neutron and Shrek?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, CG.
Yeah, that's CG. Yeah. Because I
love that Jimmy Neutron's the first thing
I know, that was the first reference. I know exactly what you're talking about. Because going off on a tangent on an anime thing real quick. One thing I posted about, which I was super hype about, and Netflix fucking sniped it. So, going off, Cyborg 009 which is a fucking rando anime that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Exactly. It was on Toonami for a minute.
Okay.
And it was the best way I can describe it. It was very cartoony. It was very it was like Astro Boy for teenagers. Is the best way I can describe that setup. So the whole thing was, I mean, like, not to go off here, but it was cyborgs early numbered 1 through 9. It was during the Cold War, and they were made literally like they're cyborgs, so they're still people, you know what I mean? But then they got turned into robots. And then eventually, their whole thing is originally they're supposed to work for Russia and help like take down the U.S. But then they end up like realizing they snap back into like, oh fuck, we're like human beings, like this is totally wrong. And then they like eventually leave with the one doctor who like helps them get mentally like liberated. And then they go off and then they just do their own thing. They become their own kind of like liberation front and like stop war in general, and you know what I mean, go by their own ethic code, which is cool. It was a long time ago. The show came out. I don't know dates, but honestly, like, I mean, I can at least say this: the show is easily more than 10 years old.
Okay.
I can't talk. I want to say it was about 15 years old.
Okay.
They came out with a movie a year ago in the States. Came out in Japan like 2-3 years ago. It was all CG. So it was different. A lot of animes are doing that lately. So that's why I've been curious about it, because a lot of animes have been doing that lately. Like even like Berserk and shit like that have been doing CG a lot.
And, you know, Netflix is now doing a live-action Death Note.
Exactly, yeah. Which is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Because they've done movies for live-action Death Notes before.
Right.
But, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Oh, no, but anyway, so... And then now Netflix just sniped a whole season of Cyborg 009. They just put it out 2 days ago. It's 14 episodes, and it links the movie with the original show and continues off both.
Oh, wow.
Because the movie was actually just supposed to be kind of a one-shot thing for like fans who knew the series, but technically they didn't link them together. But this show links both and keeps the franchise going for another 14 episodes, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
but I
definitely.
but I just thought it was very interesting because I was just like, holy shit, like that's such a niche thing, but I guess the community's getting bigger with it. Which I didn't even know was a thing.
Yeah,
it's so funny because like
I said, I never heard of it.
Exactly. So. Well, no, that's how most people I talk to. Most people haven't even heard of it. But but the people I have heard, it's like awesome, and then you try to spread the word, but like nobody else is watching it or anything. It's funny because ironically enough, I feel like it is too niche now though to pitch to someone, because the thing is in the first episode they recap you on what the series was plus the movie, but I still feel like you should have watched those before you watched this. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's just me. I don't think you should have waited as long, because I waited 10 fucking years to fucking watch this, but I am glad they did that. But anyway, yeah, that's what I was just trying to figure out, because a lot of new projects are going CGI. I don't really like it, I'll be honest.
Well, I definitely don't want Castlevania to be CGI. I kind of want it to be in the same vein, almost as like Samurai Jack.
I think that's too choppy. That's just me.
Fair enough.
I just think that's too rigid.
Okay.
Because for me, because I played like all of them, especially the older Castlevanias, the art style is so fluent.
Oh well, right.
It's very the best way I can describe it's I can't think of the guy's name. I'm gonna get shunned for this. The main artist for Final Fantasy, who does like all the box arts and stuff. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name.
That art style reminds me a lot of Castlevania's older art style. So and I don't want that specific art style, but I just think doing the block cut might really you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I could see him go two different ways. I could see him go very detailed, there's a I'm just gonna say this is something where you're gonna be like neat, because you're not, yet again, anime, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about. There's a Count of Monte Cristo anime.
Really?
It's really good. The art style is so fucking cool. Like the only way I can describe it to you without going off on a whole tangent is so like you have to watch it. By the way, for the people I'm explaining to this at home, I'm so sorry because I'm not gonna do this justice at all. Like say you're watching a character though on it who has a T-shirt. Okay, so they're wearing a shirt. The pattern is like a pattern that you would look at on like a tablecloth or something.
Okay.
But what's cool is, and what makes the art style like so fucking crazy is, it is a back panel off of the image. So when they're walking, the whole pattern moves because you're essentially just sliding them across the panel. So the art is moving while the characters, you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
very interesting. So like you have to. It is the only art. It is the only style I've ever seen like it. It is so fucking interesting. The only problem is I usually would recommend the anime to everyone, but the ending is pure garbage. Pure garbage. Like, it's really cool. Let me explain it to you this way. It's very Castlevania, super Castlevania, and then they go gay at the end. They go gay super waifu and fuck the whole thing up.
Wow.
Yeah, spoilers. Okay. But yeah. I mean, it's not too spoiler, but
yeah.
Holy fuck. Also, the anime's been out for like ever. Fuck you for not watching it. But I always get so bitter about spoilers. But yeah, so anyway, so I would love to see an anime style like it.
Sure.
After the podcast, I'll show you images for it, because you'll like if you see the main character, you'll be like, holy fuck, like that would be sick if they do another type of setup like that. Other than that, I could totally see them. I mean, I was bringing up CGI. I could see CGI if they do it like how they did with Lords of Shadow.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
If they kept it that high end.
Yeah.
If they don't do it.
Right.
Like, I don't want to see that half polygon shit.
Yeah.
That's stupid. But, you know, if they could do that, I'd be a fan. That's all I'm saying.
But, yeah, so that's a show. Let's move into a little bit of movie news.
Okay.
We got a little bit here.
Yep.
Marvel gave us our first look at Infinity War.
Yep, came out with like a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah, pretty great. We see, the Russo brothers talking about plans for Thanos and plans for, what they have to go with this movie.
Well, plus Guardians is in it.
Yeah.
They,
so,
like, confirmed. Like, I mean, we kind of knew that, but now they, like, stapled it.
Yeah. They also said that the movie is it's a very human movie. So it's still going to be the way that all the other
which are very
movies
grounded.
They're all very personal.
Ideal wise, yes, they're very grounded.
So, with a movie this massive scale and amounts of characters and everything, it's still going to be a story. It's not just like, hey, there's this big battle happening, go watch it.
Yeah.
So that was cool to hear. I kind of figured it was going to be that way.
Of course,
but it's cool to get confirmation
that it is going in that direction.
It also does seem like they are actually going to film them back to back, which has been said. Infinity War and 4, which has been said before, wasn't ever really like officially confirmed.
Yeah.
But during this little trailer thing, Robert Downey Jr. did say that they were going to be there for a year filming, which is pretty great. Which I can imagine is going to have some conflict places,
of course,
with at least with Ant-Man, because they're doing Ant-Man and the Wasp, which comes out right after 3, so they're gonna have to do some semi filming kind of stuff.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, but we got we got Robert Downey Jr. on the video. We got Tom Holland on the video confirming that Spider-Man is actually in the movie, which we kind of figured. But
and then we see that image too with like Guardians, going back to it. It's like Thor
and
Rocket's like right there.
Which also Thor looks like he's holding his axe.
Yes.
Which is very interesting. I think it'd be cool if that somehow ties into like the battle axes that Hulk is gonna have for like Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
When we get there.
Yeah. Or just at least Ragnarok for right now.
Well, that's what I mean by
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to clarify.
Yes.
No one saw your air quotes, by the way, for Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk was in air quotes because that is. I think we talked about that before. That Planet Hulk is a portion of what Ragnarok is.
Right. It's a movie inside of a movie.
Yes. Inside of a movie.
But so movieception. So it's going to be very interesting. When we see all of these characters on screen at one time.
It's going to be fucking kick-ass.
There was also a set in the background when we got this video.
Yep.
So the set, some people have said, looks like... by the way, this is going to be spoilers for Age of Ultron, but that came out so long ago, I don't care.
Yeah, Civil War happened. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm the fuck you guy for spoilers. I think that's slowly what's happened.
So
it's been too long, goddammit. Read a book.
in Age of Ultron, Scarlet Witch makes Robert Downey Jr. have that dream where everybody's dead on the thing.
And that's implying...
That's what the set looks like.
That's a bold move. Now, I'm going to disagree with it just because if we are going off the dream sequence, they show off the whole... doesn't that happen in the dream sequence?
What, were the the
worm
Chitauri are
thing?
coming.
Yeah.
Well, right, sure, but the rocks still look like that. And in all honesty, unless this battle takes place in space,
I guarantee it will.
can it?
I think so.
Can
Absolutely.
Spider-Man go to space?
Absolutely. Well, Thanos can teleport people.
Right, but can they go to space?
It'll be a sustainable planet. Absolutely.
I
mean, Ragnarok's already
yeah.
gonna fuck with that.
Well, yeah.
And Doctor Strange did.
Yeah, this is true.
Did Doctor Strange go through a goddamn portal? He's like, "What's up, Dormammu? Dormammu, we meet again."
Speaking of which, Doctor Strange
God.
definitely is also in Infinity War.
I have an
Hasn't
offer.
been
That's what it
confirmed
is.
by that trailer,
have
but
an
he's
offer.
definitely in there.
Sorry, I really had to get the quote. I have an offer. That's what it was. Or it's a bargain. Fuck.
I've come to bargain.
That's what. Thank you, Jesus Christ. It was gonna eat at me the whole fucking time you were talking. I was like.
So, Doctor Strange is in Ragnarok.
Yes.
And there's rumor he's appearing in Guardians.
Yeah.
So
maybe they might do a drive-by thing.
Well, a lot of people are
They
assuming
might do like Guardians are flying, and then Thor and
Yeah,
Strange or go like, hey, what the fuck was that? Like, yeah.
It's going to be really interesting if Doctor Strange is what actually brings the Guardians to the Avengers.
Probably. I don't see why not.
Right.
I mean, especially it makes Doctor Strange's impact on the universe so much more.
Well, especially if they're gearing him up to replace Iron Man as the face of the Marvel universe.
It's gonna be interesting. I still don't know how I feel about that. No, I mean nothing against Cumberbatch. I think he's doing a great job.
It's just Doctor Strange is not. Yeah. However, Doctor Strange in the comics did.
Comics is very important.
Yes, and he did head the Avengers at one point.
Yes, he did. He also headlined the Illuminati. The Illuminati. Yeah, but the Illuminati is a different thing in Marvel. Not to be confused. Not to be confused with the meme Illuminati.
The people that want to take over the world.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was like super group of like Professor Xavier, Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic.
Yes, it was like the smartest minds in the world.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like
Doc Ock had something to do with it at one point.
At one point, yeah. They've cycled like how Marvel's done with everything.
Yeah,
there's been multiple roster of people, but Doctor Strange has been one of the long-term people.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because he's. I mean, with everything that he knows, he is one of the smartest people in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know,
in the fake Marvel world. Must be. I just feel like we were like the greatest minds of all time. Doctor Strange, the mystical man.
The other thing too, is a lot of people were comparing the way that Strange is to the way that Tony Stark is, where he's not necessarily a billionaire, but he's a big doctor that's super handsome, that's got his way with women.
Gets into an accident.
So it's you know, his mind, his world changes. It's kind of like, you know, setting
very
up.
Similar.
Yeah, it's setting up kind of him to be like the next big boss. Because, you know, Robert Downey Jr. is not going to be Iron Man forever. But it's not as bad as Ben Affleck already not wanting to be Batman.
Damn. Well, first the whole thing was he didn't
want to direct it.
First of all, he was going to direct it and be Batman.
Yep. So now he doesn't want to direct.
He was going to do it all. Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah. First he didn't want to direct it. Now he's talking about now he want to be Batman.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly, can you blame him? Really? How bad these DC and like, I mean, multiple people might argue with me, but like from a man who's read DC comics for a good portion of 10 years of his life, fuck you. These DC movies are shit,
garbage,
and they need to be better. They need to be better.
Yeah.
The amount of money that goes into them and the fucking thought process, they need to be better. I'm tired of hearing like, oh, well, 3 teams are going through the editing process and fucking the whole thing up. Then pay one more person to fucking reprimand these fucks who keep editing the fuck out of this movie.
Have a supervisor.
And especially, I'm getting so tired of hearing this shit of like, well, you know, 3 people go over it, and then, you know, the movie just ends up different. When it's like, how the fuck are these people not creating a clear, concise movie? Or, and also, I'm so tired. Like, they did this with Suicide Squad, and they fucking did with Batman vs. Superman. Here's an extra hour of content. What the fuck is this? Paid DLC? I don't need an extra fucking thing.
Movies are gonna get season passes.
It's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
If you can't include what you want in the movie, make a fucking sequel or put it in the fucking movie. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Or make it a TV show instead of a movie.
Exactly. Like if you don't have enough time, or call it like fucking Harry Potter shit. Like, call it Infinity War Part 1.
Part 2.
Part 2. Like, if you feel like there is too much.
Which is what they're doing with Justice League.
Yes.
Thank God.
Well, that's
but
what
by
they fucking need to.
By the time Part 2 comes out, Ben Affleck might not want to fucking be Batman anymore.
Well, listen.
So,
we've had multiple characters switch roles and stuff like that. I mean, we were just talking about Iron Man fucking... Goddamn War Machine fucking switched over to Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle.
Yeah, to Don Cheadle.
Which, personally, I like Don Cheadle better.
Yes, I agree.
Because, I was reading a thing when I was looking at...
I thought in the first movie they gave War Machine, I think, better lines.
Yeah. Well, he also wasn't War Machine yet. He was just Rhodes.
He was just Rhodes. So, I think in general, Rhodey had better lines. But Civil War, they set him up good.
Oh, yeah. Try to picture now, though. Try to picture Terrence Howard as War Machine in Civil War. I don't think he would have fit.
No.
He wouldn't have fit.
No, I agree.
I don't think that would have... It would have went well.
No,
at
I
all.
agree.
I don't think the dynamic would have been there. Don Cheadle and Robert Downey Jr. are closer in age.
Yeah.
I
just see Don Cheadle move more. I just like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, come on, we need Captain Planet to be a...
Oh my god. Fucking Funny or Die skit. Jesus. No, yeah. I did think, going off on a rando thing, I did think it was very interesting that they, I don't think a lot of people caught wind of it. The comic people caught it immediately. Because did you read any of the Civil War new one?
Not Civil War 2.
The whole big thing that kicks it off, and this is the start, so this isn't, so yet again, fuck you for goddamn spoilers, because this is the beginning of Civil War 2.
Premise.
Yeah, it's a premise. Rhodey dies.
Yes.
They kill War Machine. Oh, okay, so you already knew that, right?
Yeah, I knew that.
Because he's dating Captain Marvel.
Right.
And that's what splits Iron Man with Captain Marvel. That's a whole big split.
Right.
And I thought it was very interesting, because then Vision hits him, and then you almost have that similar setup. And I just thought it was very interesting that they did that.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's a cool idea. But then they threw it into a different movie with the original Civil War concept. I thought that was oh, fuck.
Well, you have to remember too. I mean, they had to do Civil War obviously completely different from what they.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But they kept it kind of
at least similar enough.
They kept the premise, but then they made it accustomed to their cinematic universe, which I thought was great. Which that's what I want, and that's what I think.
I still want the Iron Spider suit at some point.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh yeah, definitely.
I still want that at some point.
But I think they introduced it and they gave him the cool suit upgrade.
Yeah.
With the moving eyes, and I thought that was perfect. I thought that was...
Yeah.
So many people got pissed about it. I thought
it was great.
Those people go fuck themselves. I thought that was so perfect.
If you look at the 90s cartoon...
Just anything. If you look at Spider-Man, there's no...
He's got emotion.
There's no proper way to show... Deadpool even had it, which you need... it is a mask, but you have to be able to show it. If you can't show it, you lose all of their fucking momentum as a character.
You lose... Spider-Man and Deadpool, both of them have incredible charisma.
Oh my god,
incredible wit and presence, sarcasm, and without a movable mask...
It completely...
You wouldn't have it.
You lose all of it. You lose all of the delivery.
Because, a lot of it is... A lot of the time when you're being sarcastic and witty, it's all about your facial expressions.
Absolutely.
And you can't have that if you just have a mask.
Yeah.
So...
Because, don't get me wrong, they pulled it off well in, the other two, Spider-Man setups movie-wise. You know what I mean? I think Andrew Garfield did a way better job. You know what I mean? Especially with trying to be witty and keep it, because his whole thing was the mask couldn't move, but he definitely had enough physical movement to keep it. You know what I mean? Going.
I still love. It's one of my favorite scenes from any Spider-Man movie so far, where he's in front of that cop.
Yes.
And the cop's going to arrest him, and he dodges quick.
Yeah.
And he was up, and says whatever he says.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fantastic. Good. His movements are great.
Or when he gets or when the guy sticks him up at the in the parking lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
like, hoo hoo. He's doing the gun motions and shit. Oh, that's so great.
I also love from the trailer for the new Spider-Man movie with him going into the bank. It was God, you guys aren't the real Avengers. Hulk gave it away. It's great.
Yeah. They need to keep it funny.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Spider-Man.
That scene.
Got it.
So, and this has been talked about before.
Okay.
In that scene, they all have the masks.
Mm-hmm.
Thor has his helmet.
Yes.
Thor has not worn his helmet.
No, he has not.
Why does the mask have a helmet?
I don't know.
It's just one of those things.
Why is Logan reading a comic book about himself? These are questions we ask ourselves.
I guess we'll find out when the movies come out.
When you think about it this way, I don't think I've seen a Thor mask without the headpiece.
Right, but
because then it just looks like just looks like
Chris Hemsworth.
Thank you. It's just Chris Hemsworth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Thor. It's just a bearded Chris Hemsworth in a photo. And it's just like, oh, neat. True. Like, oh, there's Hulk and Captain America and Chris Hemsworth. Like, you need to have, yeah, like, you know what I mean? You need to have that like instant.
Speaking of Chris Hemsworth and Thor and all that, Doctor Strange came out yesterday, digital HD.
Yeah, you were excited.
Comes out on the 28th on actual Blu-ray.
Physical.
The special features of the movie have Thor and Daryl Part 2.
They just put it up on YouTube.
Yeah. It's also on the special features on that too.
Yeah.
But there's also behind the scenes stuff for Thor Ragnarok.
Oh shit.
And there are.
Oh, no wonder why you want to get it.
Yeah. There's concept art for Thor and Loki meeting Hela. There's concept art for Thor fighting Hulk.
Shit.
There is concept art for things that look like they belong in Star Wars.
Like, yeah, like I said, dude, this is gonna be Ragnarok is in space.
Yeah,
the whole movie's in fucking space.
Well, they said that there's no scenes on Earth at all.
Yeah,
there are scenes in Asgard.
Yeah.
However, flipping that coin a little bit, Guardians has scenes on Earth.
Oh.
Which I don't know if they're flashbacks. I don't know if they're the Guardians popping on Earth because, hey, we're going to be in Infinity War.
I think it's because of ego, personally.
Right. Well, yeah, that would make sense. But it's just interesting that Guardians has scenes on Earth and Thor doesn't have any scenes on Earth.
I think it's a good move, though.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I think it's good.
It's just it's
yeah, Guardians to tie closer in.
Right.
And then you get Thor to branch more out. I think it's good. I think it's branching out both setups to. I think it's good cross setup. You know.
Yeah. Also, going off that, do you think we're going to see the new Infinity Stone?
We have to soon.
Because nobody knows where it is.
Or they could just Ex Machina it right at the beginning of Infinity War.
Yeah.
That could be the whole tipping point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The other thing that I've read rumors on online, or theories rather, not really rumors, but somebody
I have a good bring up in a second.
The way that Hulk works in Planet Hulk is when they do the comics.
Yeah.
When World War Hulk.
Yes.
He hasn't changed back to Banner.
He does not.
Forever.
No.
So their minds kind of meld together, and he can talk. He's intelligent.
Well, the whole thing is, he realizes at a certain point he can First of all, he can fully manipulate his control over his transformation, whether he turns back or turns into Hulk.
Right.
Like one of the two. And then once he starts staying as the Hulk with that mental presence, he starts developing.
Right. So I've read some theories online where people are saying that that's going to be twisted for Ragnarok and that he will be able to talk, but it's because the armor that he has is going to be embedded with the Soul Stone that's going to allow Bruce Banner to talk through Hulk.
Maybe.
Which is probably the most probable thing we'll see regarding the Soul Stone, because the Soul Stone's the weirdest stone to put in.
Well, also too, you got to think about this though too, because by the way, like all the stones are in places.
Yes.
Vision's is
in his head.
In his head. So, if they take that out, is like Vision gonna die?
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like that's like even more of a fucked up concept to think about, because it's like, when they do that, like, are we killing off Vision in Infinity War?
No, because eventually what'll happen is they'll defeat Thanos, they'll get the gem back, and they'll put it back in his head.
True.
But
it just does piss me off, though, that already thinking about that concept, we're not going to see Vision then in that epic battle. At least from what we're speculating.
He'll be leading up to it.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be a thing where he'll try to phase through Thanos. Thanos will be able to stop him from phasing, rip the gem right out of his head, and just drop his body.
Yeah, exactly.
Which also, I don't know why that led me into this. The big battle. Hulk Vin Diesel has said that he wants Groot to fight Hulk and that he can't wait for that scene. So that's something that's clearly been talked about, at least from what Vin Diesel's making it sound like.
I don't think they're going to fight. Well, also, they can't. How would that even be a thing?
Hulk
would destroy him.
I think it's going to have something to do with Thanos having the glove and having all the stones. He can manipulate all the stones while he's got the gloves on. So what if he makes it so the Guardians have to fight the Avengers in the middle of this battle?
Well, I mean, in the comics, that's what part of Infinity War is.
Right. So imagine Hulk fighting Groot.
I think, no offense, I think it's such a one-sided thing.
I think Groot will win.
No.
100%.
No way.
Yeah, unless Groot gets blown up, he can't really die. And if he does,
well, here's the thing. I'm not saying Groot's gonna die. I just think I don't think Groot ever has enough strength to take on Hulk. I think
he's got a shot.
I don't think so. And no offense. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Groot isn't strong. I don't want this to get twisted.
However, this is being based off the movies. If we went to the comics, Groot would destroy Hulk because if you look at the original comics before. Groot only said, "I am Groot," and he was like the giant, like menacing tree that they had to find on that planet.
Well, at one point, I was about to say, and at one point, even in one of the comic adaptations, Groot is a planet. Groot literally controls an entire living organization on an entire planet. He's solely responsible for birthing life on a whole planet. Listen, personally, I have done a lot of in-depth mental comic book research. If we're having this comic book conversation, personally, Hulk would crush Groot like anything. I'm just saying. Like I said, Groot is a top contender for a lot of people, and I'm saying long-term longevity. Yeah, Groot eventually would beat out Hulk or something because Hulk would tire out or go back into Banner. But I'm saying if we're doing a 1 hour fight, Hulk is winning absolutely.
Okay.
Because all he has to do is decimate him once, and then Groot can regrow back. But at least for right now, he's growing back as a baby. And that takes a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to be a baby.
Well,
but he still keeps his strength.
Not necessarily. Because Guardians 2... See, this is the other thing that's going to completely fuck me up when I'm watching these movies.
Oh, I think Groot's going to turn normal by the end of the movie.
He will. Well, no, not by the end of Guardians. James Gunn said he's a baby through the entire movie.
Oh, okay.
What's going to fuck me up through the whole thing is Guardians 2 takes place 6 months after the first Guardians.
Okay.
Every other movie that has ever come out in the Marvel Universe takes place relevant to the last movie.
Yeah.
So, Civil War was a year after Age of Ultron. They've had time to think about Sokovia. They've been working.
Well, the first Guardians movie, did they establish when that took place in the Marvel? So that's how they can get away with it.
Right. But that's still going to fuck me up in the fact that it's been
events
over 2 years since we've seen Guardians.
Yeah.
But yet, at the same time, it's going to only be 6 months later.
Well, I would do this then. I would just rewatch the first Guardians again and think, this is the current movie.
Oh, right.
In the sense of,
This, no, 100%.
I mean? This is happening. This isn't confirmed yet or anything, but just mentally be this is the same as Civil War.
Right.
Same time. But we're not saying that that's what is happening yet. We don't know.
But if we do see, let's say we see Strange in Guardians 2, or we see Hulk and Thor in Guardians 2. Let's just say that happens.
Yeah.
So that happens. We have no idea then in relation when the first Guardians would actually happen.
Well, you have to take that event, base it off whatever cinematic setup we saw. So if it's Ragnarok,
and then move stuff around.
And then so if they're seeing them there right before Ragnarok happens, that's
Because the other thing too, the post-credits scene for Doctor Strange, which I'm not gonna spoil because that's still relatively kind of new.
Yes.
But the post-credit scene for Strange is probably going to take place in a scene in Ragnarok.
I don't think so. I think it's literally that's it.
But I'm saying timeline-wise.
Yes.
It's we're not going to see that scene again.
No.
I just think that scene is definitely going to be in the middle of Ragnarok. Because...
Maybe. If you want a personal opinion, I don't think so. You're talking about the sit-down one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Honestly, I think that... This is just me. I literally think they might have, an introduction thing, because, Thor's going to obviously be how can I get there? What do I do? And then, I think Strange and him will, meet up.
Thor and Loki are looking for Odin in New York.
Yes.
And, which I still don't quite understand, since Loki killed Odin, is Odin...
Hold on. Thor, let's just be real. I'm very appreciative of Marvel keeping shit straight. They have dropped the ball on Thor. Thor is a little confusing. Little confusing. Especially in a couple of the Marvel team-up movies. Thor's going off and dipping in some fucking like Minnetonka and doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and then he's like, I must go, and then everyone's like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Where are you going?
This isn't a movie tie-in, you fuck. Where, like, what's this isn't Thor, like, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't Ragnarok when he did his thing, so, yeah, I don't know. I think they need to explain that. But it's the only thing. Everything else has been great. They've been keeping good mystery.
And the fact that Loki, at the end of Thor 2, Dark World, is Odin.
Yes.
So they're looking for Odin. Why is Loki helping Thor look for Odin if Loki was making Thor believe he was Odin? And why is Thor looking for Odin if he thought Loki was Odin? Yeah. See, all these confusing things.
Yeah.
But let's just say, whatever. Thor and Loki are looking for Odin in New York. I have a feeling that's how the movie's going to start, or at least be towards the beginning. And then along the way, Thor enlists the help of Strange.
My personal thing, I think Thor and Loki aren't teaming up. Like, I think they're both looking for him for different motives, and I think it's like a race to see who finds him first.
Sure.
So that's why I think Thor's going to be like, I need help.
Kind of.
This just speculate.
This is why I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you because Hela which is Kate Blanchett, is going against both Loki and Thor.
Yes.
So there's already been talks that the final battle of Ragnarok is Thor, Loki, Strange, and Hulk against Hela.
Oh yeah, no. What I'm saying is though, see,
when they're looking.
Ironic enough, I'm saying we're both right. Okay. I think Thor's gonna go against Loki first, and then they're gonna be like, I'm gonna look for my dad. Fuck you. And they're both gonna look, and then Hela's gonna come in, and they'll be like, fuck you, bitches. I'm looking for my own fucking reason. And then they're like, oh fuck, this bitch could actually do shit. We should probably team up and like get the shit going.
I think, and this is gonna be, I like this. Like this. I think that Hela's gonna pop up.
Yep.
Hela's gonna reveal that Odin is actually the Odin in the chair is actually Loki.
Dun-na!
Thor's gonna get super pissed.
Yep.
And then Loki's gonna be like, well, I put Odin in that cell. Where's Odin? He's not there.
Yeah.
So then Thor, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then Loki and Thor are like, we gotta go find him. So then they go to New York and find him as the homeless guy he's supposedly going to be. Yeah. Which is also interesting, going back to all this, because Anthony Hopkins said that after Dark World he didn't want to do Thor anymore. Yeah. So I'm kind of surprised he's back.
I'm not.
Not really, but he was very blunt when he said he didn't want to do it. He was like, I'm done. Like, that's it.
I think this movie is going to tie that up.
That, and I also think he's not going to have that big of a part.
That's what I'm saying. I think this movie's going to put him in a nice box and then keep him there. Yeah. Like, but he's back on throne. He's good. Like, and then they're going to be like, who the fuck cares about him?
Put a fragile sticker on him and ship him back to Westworld.
Yeah, give him a high five. Yeah, exactly. Give him a high five and everything's good. Well, who knows? I don't want to do spoilers for Westworld, but he might not be in Westworld.
I didn't watch Westworld, man. I didn't watch it yet. Yeah. I need to get my HBO account up. I didn't do that yet.
You gotta set that up. You gotta binge watch it here. I got it set up here.
Yeah. We should stream us watching Westworld. Fuck video game streaming.
No. That'll be so many problems. That's like live streaming Game of Thrones. Like, everyone would just be like, no! Like, I haven't watched it! Or like they, I don't know what the fuck. There'd be too much tomfuckery. Also, I've read a couple of the books for Game of Thrones, so, like, that's one where I'd be like, I know this happens.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what? Fuck! And I'd just be like, yeah, no, like, I'm glad
it's not...
Yeah, exactly. Oh, shit. I think that's it, right?
I mean, there were a couple other things on here. A couple, tidbits of info to throw out to people. Tracer's getting an android.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
I want them to do a whole set.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, see, I don't, because I don't want to pay $40 a figure.
See, don't worry about it. Oh, you know what the worst part is, though, by the way? So they're coming out with this Tracer one, and you're probably going to buy it, right? Maybe.
I don't want to.
Okay, well, hold on. Here's the thing. Here, I'm going to tell you this. Here's why I'm not going to buy it. You ready for this?
Yep.
Because they are going to do a fucking posh one later.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's why. They're going to put one out later that's going to be limited.
Yep.
They're going to be like, you to get it. And then everyone who has one already is like, fuck. And then, it's going to fuck up the whole thing.
Yeah, I can't. Nendroids are a little bit too expensive.
Nendroids are the only. I haven't bought a single one. I have and also, like, I just can't justify spending $40 on a chibi figure. I can't do it. I'd rather buy a statue for double the price.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather double down and go in. The only one I would ever buy, which I'll show you an image of, is from an anime called Overlord.
Okay.
It's a great anime. The Nendroid looks so fucking detailed. It looks... that is the only one I was like, I would pay $40 for this. This is the only one so far I've seen. Like, the Tracer and even, like, of course, like, they hit me with Mega Man and Sonic and stuff like that. Like, I think those are so fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
And people should buy, like, the Majora's Mask one I thought was really cool, too.
Oh, yeah,
with the
absolutely.
fucking bunny hood and shit. I was like, that's so awesome. But, yeah, I have not seen one yet next to Overlord where I was like, I have to buy this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I haven't hit that one yet.
But yeah, I mean that's cool. You know, Nandroid's coming to Overwatch, so that's pretty cool. We also got Jimmy V is the new R2D2 replacing Kenny Baker.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty cool. A little tidbit of information there for Star Wars fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we haven't seen him do like anything else that we know of, right?
I personally.
We gotta look up. We gotta look up his repertoire of Maybe he's done other like it's not prop work. What is it called?
Motion capture.
Thank you. Thank you.
Probably, but
Yeah.
So you know, R2D2 now has a body, so that's pretty cool.
Yes.
As an actor.
Yeah.
There is no Skylanders on consoles for 2017. New tidbit of information. Can't really go far into that, which is why it's just a bullet point.
Yeah, because it's just more of a fact of like,
Yeah, they're probably just gonna do
That's
Skylanders Academy Season 2 or whatever
on Netflix. Yeah.
Now, that being said, there's no new Skylanders on console for 2017.
No.
But Imaginators is coming to the Switch in March.
Yep.
So that's still a thing.
Yep. With that half game because you can't do fucking vehicles.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Halo Wars 2 releases next Tuesday, so that's gonna be pretty fun. Actually, this Friday for anybody getting the Ultimate Edition.
Ultimate Edition. Yep.
So I mean, if you plan on getting it, you know, let us know what you think of it. We'll give you our thoughts on it.
Yeah, my roommate's picking it up, so I'll definitely get a chance to check it out.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I played the beta a little bit. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
I'm not big on. I'll be 100% honest. I'm not big on RTSs.
Yeah, me either.
But I'm definitely interested to see what the RTS fan base thinks of this game.
Now, if they ever did like a Gears of War RTS, I'd probably do it. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool.
I mean, Halo's a great.
Yeah, Halo's a great one to do it with. It's a great series.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for today. I mean, we covered a lot. Got pretty deep into things.
In depth.
So if you guys want us to talk about anything next week, please comment. Let us know. Shoot us a message.
Yeah, any subjects we missed, any that you definitely want us to talk about.
Anything you want us to go in deeper on that we talked about today.
Yes. Anything. Yeah. Please let us know. We always appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, check this out. YouTube. Subscribe to us. Check it out on Twitch.
Yep.
Follow us.
Yep. We have our Facebook page.
Yes.
Please
we're going to start sharing stuff on the Facebook page, like random news articles, so you guys can check them out through the week. We'll probably talk about, the ones that get liked the most, stuff like that. Share the podcast with your friends. Let them know that we're a thing. We'd appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
Spread the love a little bit. So, but yeah.
Yeah, that is it.
That is it.
Good night and good luck, everyone.
Yeah. Have a good one.